Okay, well, my corrupt job is now a nightmare, but whatever. Okay, Liz, are you here?
I think so.
Alright.
Puppy.
My dogs are going to all wrestle and tackle each other.
Who's coming to say hi?
This is Nopix.
I said Nopix.
Yes.
Look at that handsome
Nopix
man.
is here. And here's
me?
his daughter.
No. Oh, and the pretty girl. All the good babies.
Doggo cam.
Okay, it's important to have.
Yes. So, last time...
He has 4 of them.
Yes, they'll probably all wander over. I got one in the corner here. Come here. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Here's the wolfie. Hello. Okay. Anyway.
She's not on the screen.
Oh, well. She might come on. Okay, so
She's shy.
she is. She's messing with my mic right now. Last time, after spending some fun time in the far realm you discovered you were in, you noticed some interesting kind of mutant spider people coming your direction. You chose to hide out in the dome for the night so you could at least get a long rest while they all kind of beat on the outside. After the dorm fell, you managed to essentially murder all of them, discovering that they could be frozen pretty easily by Dadrios' axe and a few ice summons, whatever they're called. Methods? Yeah.
Yes.
You were able to communicate back with Jalara and Kelvin and tell them you were in the far plane, and they were able to pinpoint you with the sending stone that Kelvin had made for you. And then Jalara came to the rescue with a plane shift spell and managed to get y'all the material plane out of there and back to Waterdeep into the tower. You came down and you saw that all the wizards were there, and that quite a considerable effort had been made to get everyone back in safety. You discussed a few options, a few different plans. Y'all are still in the tower, kind of surrounded by the mages after talking to Kelvin and Jalara and everyone there. And so it is up to y'all what your next move is going to be. Sir Smush Gang, what are you doing?
I thought we decided to rest and then go in the morning unless something like teleport in the morning unless something else presented itself with their inquiries. Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I thought we had found an item from one of the nearby places. Because I contacted my...
you hadn't yet. You're still in the tower right now. You discussed possibly going out and looking for an item from one of these places. And we can actually drag y'all over to the main map so you can see the places.
Yeah, I think she...
Right?
Right, we talked about us... Like, she was going to ask her people, and we were going to ask our contacts and stuff for just... Like, something to let us teleport to what? Sundabar, Silvery Moon... Bloodstone, whatever, any of those nearby places.
You can go ask around. Like I said, y'all are still actually in the little lobby of the tower right now. You haven't actually done any of this stuff yet. You just kind of talked about it.
Yeah.
So, you said Jalara was genuinely happy that we were back?
Yes, she was very.
I'm gonna ask her if I can, in the most respectful way possible, call her Auntie J. I want to call her Auntie J.
Make a persuasion check.
Do what? Oh, what check?
Persuasion.
One more time. You broke up in the exact same spot.
Sorry. Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. What is my persuasion?
Fantastic.
Probably not. Okay.
TJ.
And I'm being respectful. If she says no, she says no. That's fine. I get it.
Oh, Blackstaff Big Papa K.
19.
Okay. She's kind of like, that's different.
Just because I think it was sweet that she was worried.
But she's kind of taken a little bit of a shining to you, and she's like, "You can call me that if you wish."
Yeah.
She'll let you do it without, fireballing you.
Now, had we, and I'm sorry if we already went over this, had we met her prior to her being sitting on Blackstaff's couch whenever they awarded us the stuff? Had we met her before?
She was one of the unconscious mages you brought back. You had known about her prior to that just by name and reputation, but you never actually met her. So bringing her back to consciousness after you recovered all 4 of them was the first time you actually spoke to her. And y'all
Gotcha.
Funky. Continue.
All right. Yeah, I'd say go put out your feelers, Rig, and I'll go ask I'll go search for clues at the smithy. See what she's been able to come up with.
Okay, so we're just looking for basically any of the nearby places, right? We're not being picky, so Aruna as well, Sundabar, Silvery Moon. Just anything that's not Felbar directly, right?
We could even check, if we wanted to, something from my mountain. That's not too far away, right?
Your mountain's pretty far. Let's see here.
Yeah, I guess there's other ones. It's the one to the right of the high forest, right?
Yeah, you are, let me see, right there. I can ping again for some reason.
Frankly, at that point...
Here, so... It's a good jaunt away.
Frankly, at that point, we'd be just as good transporting to the teleport circle at Mirabar and heading east,
Yeah, Jalar did offer to escort you to Mirabar if you wanted to teleport up there.
Okay. So I guess see if we can find anything closer. And all we're looking for is either something from one of these locations, and did we ask the owl beforehand when we were looking at his place if he had anything from there?
You haven't talked to him about any of that.
Yeah, we haven't.
Okay.
How long did we think? How long would it be from Mirabar to Felbar? Did we say?
Mirabar to Felbar would
days?
be at least a week. Yeah. It depends on how you're traveling. If you're walking, if you're flying, etc. Walking probably be about a week. Flying probably 3 or 4 days, or 3 days, depending on how hard you push it.
I want to ask Cantros, what does he know about these areas? Or has he just been localized?
He doesn't even know the names of the places.
Okay, he just stays around his forest.
Yeah, he was born in Highmoor, or at least from around that area, which is kind of way down south there, and then occupied the forest. So yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot with that.
Okay. Well, I guess we could make a trip to... Go ahead.
Maybe we just do Mirabar. We know it would be fairly safe.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna sleep on it anyways, or are we just gonna go there now?
Yeah, we might as well set out.
No, it's
in the morning, right? Or what time is it?
Let's see.
Weird.
Actually, yeah, because y'all slept kind of in the middle of the day, and then you took about another half. It's looped back around to about early morning right now.
How am I doing for spells? Doing pretty good for spells. I'm down 1 4th level and 1 1st level, but other than that, I'm good to rock.
Bless you.
I don't know. So do we just teleport circle to Mirabar, buy some horses there, and head out?
Do we even need to buy horses anymore? With how many horses he can summon, and then I have my own mount. Do we even need to buy horses anymore?
I don't know we want to waste spells on summoning them.
Yeah, mine
True,
just
that's true.
Although do we own horses in this town currently? We probably
Yes,
do, right?
Yeah, we
have,
got oxen, horses.
Yeah, you got all kinds of animals, kind of everywhere.
That's true. And if we teleport circle, we can just walk through it, right? Teleport we can't, but
You can
circle
teleport
we can.
animals and such if you wanted.
Well,
using
I
the
think
teleport
the
spell.
limit was on how many people we can teleport, right? Or how many creatures.
I think it's 8.
Yeah. Which isn't enough horses for everyone. But teleport circle, since it's just rush through. We can kind of the horses for everybody that needs them.
I can always be a horse. I can do it for 5 hours a pop now, I think. Yeah, 5 hours now.
It's the ultimate disguise. You polymorph all of us. We're just a pack of horses.
Yeah, I feel like since our last teleport went horribly wrong, maybe it's safer to
It
just
was
teleport
fine. Fine.
circle and go overland.
Continue.
I mean, we did get a level out of it.
True. We learned a lot of things I wish we didn't.
Me. I see you there. Woof, woof, woof.
So what do we know about the path from Mirabar to Felbar?
Totally safe.
One of your party members has made a path.
It
very
is-
similar to that.
If we take the path I took, it's a little bit long. It's not direct, but it is mostly safe.
Well, but you didn't go
Except-
as far as Mirabar, right? You went.
I went
You
through
would've
Mirabar.
Oh, did
Because
you?
yeah, basically on my path, I went north in order to find a port city up towards the mountains, and then sailed south.
Gotcha. So what did the path you took look like?
So basically, if we went to Mirabar, we would go south to Longsaddle,
Okay.
and then we would kind of diverge off the path and go east through Flint Rock. The Evermoors is where it gets a little dicey, but then from Silvermoon to Citadel Felbar was also fine.
Does it? I mean, just looking at this map, it looks like going east. Those look kind of like Big Hill, right? It looks like. I mean, it feels like you would go east before you got to Long Saddle, like halfway there. It's like just
the plains of murder.
The south side of Lurkwood, right? Like halfway between Lurkwood and.
I'm trying to find that on the map. Sorry.
In the murder plains.
I'm just saying the path that I took the roads. So although there might be more direct ways, that's just the path I took. That seems pretty safe.
I mean, are there roads from Long Saddle to wherever?
Partially.
This map doesn't. This map doesn't use the actual Roll20 map.
In one more level, guys, I'll turn us all into fucking clouds, and we wisp at like 450 miles an hour. Or 450 miles over 8 hours. We travel in a direction.
Druids.
Okay, hear me out then. We don't go to Citadel Felbar. We go somewhere else and grind out a level and come back to it.
Go kill boars
some
for a couple
wildcats
episodes.
We're gonna go spend a week in the arena.
Yeah.
Just cloud over there.
Do push-ups, get some fucking crunches in.
Sure. That'll work.
I can't wait to turn everyone into clouds and just wisp into places.
Okay, so just mirror. So how long did that trip take you? It was like a week.
Well, from which part to which part? Because he was traveling first a long time in general. That took him probably about a month, but he was also on foot and made several stops, and ran into a few issues. So,
okay, like, do we know if that route is the best route? Do we need to ask around?
We probably should ask around because that's the only route I've taken. So probably ask around to see if there is a faster one.
Do any of the wizards kind of know the best route?
Dadrios, you would know just from where you live and traversing it. For the most part, the kind of east-west, this is west, area here and the kind of eastern part over there don't have a lot of like trade interaction. They both kind of mind their own business, so there's not really a defined route between them. It's definitely possible to traverse, but a lot of it's going to just be through fields or forests or non-roads.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the map, it feels like heading off the road. I don't know if you can see me big.
Yes.
There.
Yeah, I see what you're talking
And
about.
going, like, just whoop, east along here.
Like, just kind of... Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Man. Like, just kind of, like, through here instead.
Not seeing anything yet.
Yep.
There we go.
Yes.
So it turns out I have to let go of the marker for it to
Yeah,
show
it doesn't
up.
show up till you stop drawing.
But yeah, so kind of through there.
Yeah, I mean, that feels best to me, right? You stay away from the big scary forest. You stay
Sure.
away from that hilly thing near Longsaddle. You stay out of the moors,
Mostly.
mostly. It looks like you have to cross a few small rivers.
I can take us. I can take us over those.
Okay.
And I was gonna say, like, it looks like the rivers would have been even bigger. The route you took if you just went straight east from Longsaddle. So I think we just do that, right? Like, does anybody know a reason not to do that?
Nah.
No, certainly would be faster.
What are we gonna do?
Okay. And then, I mean, maybe we asked around a little bit when we get to Mirabar. Like, I assume some people there may have made that trip. I don't know. But
Slorth leans over to Rygnerik. Should we ask the spies at the training facility?
I say, sure, let me do that. Why don't we all... So if I go ask my contacts if they know, like, what
Okay,
routes
so
spy or
Step
thieves and stuff
one
normally
would be
kinda take.
to exit the tower.
Right, no, I was going to say,
I think he wants
if
us
I
to
go...
leave the tower.
If I go ask them, how long
Mhm.
would it take me to generally get a response?
It depends on what you're looking for. If it's, information around town or something you usually get, sometimes the guy you're talking to knows right away, sometimes an hour or two. If it's something weird and obscure, it might take your connections a day, maybe a couple days. Just kind of depends on what you're asking and how lucky your contacts get kind of finding out. So it's hard to say until you ask the question.
How about we exit the tower?
It'd be a good start.
And I think we tell the tower people, let's just teleport now. Let's just do
Yeah.
it. Mirabar, go.
Let's leave. Go now. Now go.
We're exiting the tower by having
when
her
Jalara's
teleport
like,
us to Mirabar.
whatever.
She's like, but I could do it outside, just right over here.
let's grab our horses and telly go.
Okay.
Let's go outside.
As you walk out of the tower,
Go.
there you go. As you walk out of the tower into the Blackstaff Academy, everyone give me a perception check.
She's not teleporting us from inside the tower?
I mean, you can do it from inside the tower too, but you're not gonna. Your chances of seeing aren't as good.
25.
27.
Nat 2025.
Jesus Christ, y'all.
We see everything. We're ready.
So
No.
everyone but Rygnerik.
I see nothing.
So three of you are on just like eagle eye mode, just looking out. Rygnerik is worried about. Let's see. I gotta ask Dave, and he's gonna ask him. And he's gonna ask him, and he's just off in his own world.
I gotta ask little Tino, and he's gotta ask Big Papa
Yeah.
Lou.
Billy Joe, and he's gotta go to the Hat Face, and yeah. But as you exit the tower, Aisling, did I get your roll in there, Aisling?
What?
Hers was 25.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you're
25.
Okay. That's it came up weird on my thing. So yeah, Dadrios, Slorth, and Aisling. You walk out, and all of you just seem to be on oddly high alert. You notice on the 20-foot wall that surrounds the place, you notice a raven sitting there staring at you.
I call at it.
Hey, Raven, what's up?
It watches
What are you
you,
talking about?
To me, it both just sounds like you're both calling.
and then flies away without responding.
No, hey, come back. I'm talking to you.
Wait. I wave a coin in the air.
It's gone.
Oh.
Why are you all talking about a raven? Weirdos.
Because they're big and cool.
They're big and cool.
All right. Do we often see? Is this out of the ordinary, or do we often see ravens in town?
About as often as you see them in Texas. So, never?
Yeah.
Maybe
Was that a grackle
once.
or a raven?
It was a raven.
Have any of y'all seen a raven in real life?
Huge.
Apparently not. I've seen
No.
this.
They're huge
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
they're like 3 feet tall. They're real big.
They're
Well,
like
not that big, but
you'd think they'd be like a crow, but a little bigger. No, they're huge.
yeah,
I just
this is
assumed they look like crows.
this
I
is
didn't know
a
that.
big GD bird for sure.
Okay,
but
well,
flew away.
should
I just thought y'all would like to know that they're cool looking,
They're cool.
Okay.
and they're one of those animals that you can see pictures of them, but until you like see one up close, it's
Like a
like,
moose.
damn.
I'd like to sign up for Raven Facts.
Start getting those text messages. Your daily
Every
Raven
hour,
fact.
Raven facts.
Okay, so that would probably seem weird, at least to Slorth, because he's aware of the local wildlife.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of out of the ordinary for all of y'all.
All right.
And,
I'm gonna-
Dadrios might recall something about ravens as well.
I want to go peek outside the tower courtyard area. Like, outside.
Yeah.
Adrios, do you recall something about ravens?
When we all had our dreams, the creature that attacked me in mind seemed to either be able to control or was made of ravens. So that's a little suspicious to me.
Do you tell us that?
Yes. In character, I say that.
All cool like, or...
About how I said it,
Okay.
out of character, it's just because I'm bad at role-playing my character, but whatever.
You're
All right, so yeah, I want to
Is
go
this
peek
the thing
outside.
you stubbed your toe on? You stubbed your toe on something that can turn into ravens?
What?
I thought your dream you stubbed your toe.
That was his dream lie.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, it pecked at my toe. We'll go with that.
Oh, okay.
I go peek outside the...
Yeah, so you make your way outside the tower, and you kind of look around. Like, street-wise, like, nothing's destroyed, and people are just walking around. Looking around, though, you do see another raven sitting on a sign, just like a market sign. You kind of look around and see another one kind of over there, sitting on a roof. They're all looking at you.
I look at him and I'm like... I like Raven talk to it saying, hey, what's up?
Is that what ravens sound like? Ah!
I mean, according to the Raven Facts text message you just got, that's what
true,
they
you
sound
got me
like.
there.
So the ravens are just staring at us. Do I know? Is there a law in town about like killing ravens or anything?
Man, you went straight to a 10 with it, huh?
Make a history check.
I mean, there's not a law for leopards killing ravens, so I could just leopard up and attack ravens.
You don't believe there's any specific laws about killing ravens.
Oh boy, there's about to be.
If you're pretty sure if you went around randomly killing a bunch of wildlife, then the guard would probably be like, "Hey, stop that!" But you don't think there's any specific, like, they're not a protected species. It's not like the bald eagle.
So me talking to it as a raven.
You talk to it, it stares back at you, and doesn't respond. You feel that?
I'm gonna
You feel
I'm
that it can
gonna,
understand
like-
you. It's just not answering.
like flip a coin in my thumb to catch all the light and be shiny,
Okay.
and see if that gets his attention.
They watch it.
Does he like
One
the
of them flutters
shiny?
away. One flutters off.
Aww.
The
Aww.
other one's still staring at you.
Hey, Slorth,
I
this
keep
isn't a
playing with
normal
the
way
coin.
for ravens to act, right?
Being a druid, I would know that.
Not super common behavior for a raven.
Should we shoot it?
Well, hold on now. kind of look at one, eye it, and then conjure my own familiar raven right in front of us, and tell him to go. Hey, go see what's up with those ravens.
Okay. Is he just going to the one that's sitting there staring at you?
Yeah, at first, sure.
Okay. It flutters over, lands next to it. The raven kind of looks over at it.
I'm going to walk into it and see and hear through its senses.
Okay. One raven's still just kind of staring at you.
All right, even though this raven's talking to it?
Yeah, it seems to be ignoring you. It's not like rubbing his wings together or anything, but he's just kind of watching you.
Staring contest go.
Yeah, all right. Rub my eyes and just get into it. How about how far away is this raven from us?
Maybe 30, 40 feet. It's just, he's like, just a little bit down the road, just kind of sitting on a roof of a building, just like on the ledge looking at you. He fled away.
Oh, he flew away?
Yeah, he just flew away.
My raven's gonna follow. Seeing through my raven's eyes, do I see a bunch more of these bastards, or...
So, you see the raven kind of flutter off, and in your raven form, you kind of scan the street at first. You do see one guard running a certain direction. And it seems to be the same kind of direction the raven's flying. And your eyes kind of lift up to the sky, and you see hundreds of ravens descending on a location.
Let's say that
over there.
All right. Yeah.
Let's do that.
So you kind of head that direction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You make it. In fact, where's the? I got a town map here somewhere.
I'm gonna summon like 16 ravens so they won't know who's good and who's bad. I'm gonna confuse the shit out of these ravens.
No, it's not the right map. Oh, God. Okay, I can't get to the town map. They lead you kind of past the yawning portal and towards a street that Rygnerik is pretty familiar with. You seem to be heading kind of that direction. As you kind of run down the street, you start to hear a just gathering, kind of a growing gathering of noise. Ravens squawking, just
Is it rapping at my chamber?
gently rapping on your chamber door. Yes. And as you
Do the
approach
squawks sound like what I said earlier? The raven sounds.
As you approach, the squawking gets louder and louder, and as you all kind of look into the sky, you see more and more ravens seem to be heading the same direction you are. You seem to be heading towards Rygnerik's assassin training ground. Into the direction they're leading you.
We were going outside so Jalara could teleport circle us, right?
That was the intent.
Whatever y'all wanted to do.
Is she with us at this point? Like,
She
did
did
she
not
walk
follow
outside
you,
with
no.
us and we're all like, look, this weirdness, let's run over there real fast?
No, I mean, she didn't even know that's what y'all were doing. So, no, she's still back in the tower.
Talking about ravens and shit when we were out there, so she'd have some idea.
I mean, y'all went off chasing a bird, you're adventurers, you do weird shit all the time. Who knows?
On the way there, I magic stone, get 3 stones ready to club some ravens.
Yeah. Perhaps kind of scoop up some rocks on the way.
Oh no, I have pocket pebbles.
Yeah, you probably do. So you continue down the street and you get closer and closer, and eventually this scene comes into your view right as you're beginning to reach the orphanage. You see 3 guards kind of with a sword out, 2 of them have a sword, 1 of them have a spear, just like kind of looking at this situation, not really sure what to do with it. You see the orphanage that Rygnerik frequents, or the assassin training facility, covered in just hundreds of ravens. Like, they're almost starting to blot out the sky at this point. There's so many. You see the woman that you know, Rygnerik, standing out front, blocking the door, holding a kitchen knife in her hand, just kind of looking around and forward, just protectively. And kind of at the center of this whole scene, you see a abnormally plain-looking man with no hair, very formal dress, just standing there with his arms kind of crossed in front of him, with this like weird empty smile on his face, just like no eyes in the smile, just looking down the road your direction.
By the by, how close is he to the little bust I've been making with mold earth?
Where did
is
you
he like
put that?
right on the money? Huh?
Where did you end up putting that in relation to the place? I don't remember.
No. I conjure it. Yeah, like I did like the police
I'm sorry,
sketch
little
artist
example.
stuff.
Yeah, no, real close.
Feel better about that.
He's so plain looking, it's creepy. Like, this dude has no distinguishing features whatsoever. It's like One Punch Man, just
yeah. You know what?
Bald.
The most generic human.
I magic stone him.
Like, you magic stone him?
Yeah, he said he shoots him. I'm magic stoning him.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are still kind of running up. What's your range on magic stone?
Coming in hot, baby. 60 feet.
Okay. So you just kind of, as soon as you get within range, you let magic stone fly. Make an attack roll.
I will. Advantage because he's not expecting us, or he is looking at us?
No, he is looking directly at you like he was expecting you to come.
Like those bastard ravens.
Yeah, he is.
All right,
like,
using my new handy
and
dandy.
especially as soon as he's just looking generally that direction, but as soon as y'all kind of come to view, his eyes lock in on you, and he just watches you with this kind of weird smile on his face.
Sorry, I got this handy dandy thing I made. Jesus, 29 to hit, 10 damage.
So you fire the stone as soon as you get within range. Stone flies. It's right on its mark. Hits him like right about here, and leaves this damaged mark, and kind of bounces off. He doesn't flinch, doesn't react at all to being hit. Like, his head doesn't even move except ever so slightly from the impact. And all at once, all the ravens go silent, and they all look at you.
Now that I have your attention.
Man says, "Welcome, friends. Please." Doesn't even seem to acknowledge your attack. Come talk. What y'all do?
Two stones ready for you, baby.
I jab myself with the dagger of true sight.
Okay. Okay, you take 4 points of damage, and your vision kind of clears. Let me check one thing on True Sight real quick. If I could spell it right, it would probably help. There's a game called True Sight, because of course there is. Okay. So, Rygnerik, you see this. Immediately, you stab yourself with the dagger, and you feel magic kind of wash over your eyes. And you get this kind of like brief film as your vision shifts. Looking at the man, he doesn't change, except there seems to be a very, very faint aura around him. All of the ravens to you only, look dead and rotting.
He's inviting us inside the orphanage?
No,
Slorth,
he's just inviting you to
detect
come
any
closer.
magic?
What's that?
Can you detect any magic?
Are we in turns here, or can we do that before we go in?
Oh, no, you're not in combat unless you want to start combat.
I mean, I
he
did
didn't
fling a
seem-
rock at his head.
You did, but he did not react aggressively to that. He didn't react at all to it, in fact.
I pop up detect magic.
So every single raven pings his magic, and that's necromancy. And
Somebody
You get
should
kind
whisper this information to the person that's been dabbling in necromancy lately.
I say, I think the ravens might be dead.
They're definitely dead.
what school is this? Okay.
Can I reach out and touch one?
They're not quite within your reach yet. Real quick, all the ravens ping with the necrotic magic. Now that with detect magic up, you actually see this kind of same aura that Rygnerik saw around this man, and it comes back as transmutation magic.
I have a question.
Sure.
Give us a setting. Do you have a map for what we're seeing right now? I kind of need to know the terrain.
I don't have a map. It's usually if it's just one target. I
Building
won't
on a
bother with a
street.
map if you. But yeah, it's literally like a street, buildings on both sides. You got a bit of tea, and you have your building, and he's standing kind of in front of the building there.
Ground, trees. What are we looking at?
No trees, just gravel street. I have a dirt gravel street.
Well, that's less cool.
Sorry, you are literally in the middle of the city.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on the
Not near
part
a
of the
park,
city,
yeah.
it could be shitty dirt road or like nice trees every few feet.
Yeah,
You know.
no trees right here.
Do you want to party? Or want to go talk to this guy?
I was gonna say this man's speaking common, and he seems related to what we're going after, and I want answers. So I'm just gonna take what we got right now, kind of, even if it's a bait, take the bait a bit just to see if we can get anything.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Can I roll an animal handling to try to jump up and just straight grab a raven?
That'd be. So, it's not that they're out of your reach. There's no ravens like near you. They're all on the roof and all around the orphanage right now. There's not necessarily one within your reach. I'd say make an acrobatics check if you want to just kind of like parkour off something and grab a passerby.
If you want one, I can get you a raven.
I want one of those ravens.
No.
I want a dead raven.
I can get you one of them ravens if you want one.
One of those ravens?
Give me an acrobatics check, Ashley.
I can literally
14.
teleport next to one and just snatch it.
14.
Yeah.
You kind of like parkour up a building, reach up and swipe at one, but it's too high up. You can't reach it.
Oh.
Man, just
Look
while
cool,
y'all are
though.
kind of casting spells and considering this and jumping up and down.
I'm walking
he's
straight
just-
at the guy also.
Okay. Through all this, he was just kind of like waiting for you. So you kind of march up to him. The guards are like the three guards nearby are not really sure what to do about the situation. Like they just kind of came over because of the commotion, but no one's really doing anything. The woman at the orphanage looks scared, but probably because her orphanage is covered in ravens and this guy is back.
Yes.
But she's mainly just kind of holding the door at the moment and just kind of looking around. She spots Rygnerik and looks relieved, but
You
doesn't
like
move
wait
close
for
to the
her to
door.
go inside.
I get one of the guards, pull him over,
Okay.
and I tell him, send for Blackstaff, Jalar, and the other wizards immediately.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm the goddamn Iron Goat, savior of the city.
I know, but he may not know that right away. Just make a
Oh,
persuasion check
I
with
see his
advantage.
tattoo. He's got the Iron Goat tattoo on his shoulder.
Give me a check.
Come on.
Real fanboy.
Yeah, real fan, but like Hardy's been like asking me for an autograph all week. Persuasion check.
With advantage.
Thought I had a button for that. Guess I didn't put that one there yet. That's first one. 19.
Yeah.
That 20.
So he definitely gives you a, like, who the fuck are you look at first, but then he kind of looks at you and kind of looks at the other members of the party, and you definitely see recognition in his eyes, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, good idea, and you see him run back the direction you...
I slapped this guy on Snake Day, so I remember him.
Yeah, one of the guards take off back the way you can.
On Snake Day.
Snake Day.
Did orphanage lady go inside when I waved for her to?
Oh, you kind of signal her to go back in?
Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
She's gonna kind of like look at you and kind of look at the situation, and you can see a bunch of kids like up against the window too, up front,
With their
all on
knives.
both
Ready
sides.
to-
Yeah,
Ready
It's ready to go.
Come on.
But you see her kind of lock eyes with you, and she kind of nods slowly and like kind of reaches behind her and grabs the doorknob and like very slowly backs in and closes the door behind her.
Raven's back on the menu, boys.
And then you see a lot of ushering going on the windows, trying to pull kids away from it. The other two guards are just kind of holding their position. They're not really sure what to do with the situation. Like, no one's breaking the law. It's just kind of a weird situation that they're like, this is something we should probably be here for, right? Yeah, we should be here for this.
You know, for town guards, they don't have that much of a sense when shit's gonna go down. Like, ominous, like,
Well,
omens.
they do a
Literal
bunch of-
omens. Like, a raven is an omen every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, there's I mean, you don't know what kind of call for backup has been issued or anything like that. These are just kind of who was in the area is like, what the hell's going on here?
I get another one and tell them to evacuate the block as quick as possible.
Okay. I'll say with, especially since the first guard responded to you, the other one kind of like takes his lead and kind of, oh, nothing to see here, and like kind of goes off and starts waving his sword to some of the civilians that have gathered, and you know, no one really gathers, but no one really leaves, but he's trying.
Cool.
Like,
You have a right
it's like
to be
Leslie
here.
Nielsen in front of the exploding police station. Nothing
There's
to
nothing
see
to
here.
see here.
Yeah, move along.
They're
Yeah.
all pulling out their cell phones.
Yeah, there's definitely a
recording.
scene going on. Dadrios, you were just walking up to the guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm following as I do all that. I leave my boy by
that's fine. You
himself.
can kind of nudge a few people. Is everyone approaching, or somebody all hanging back?
I'll hang back a bit.
Okay. So Dadrios, you approach him, and out of the group, he definitely locks his eyes on you primarily, Dadrios, and he's got this
How-
kind of
how far
weird,
away-
like. Go ahead.
How far away is he from the building?
I mean, he's probably 30 feet in front of the front door. I mean, he's not like right up against the door. He's just kind of standing in front of it. He doesn't seem to be trying to get in. But the scene was definitely enough to scare the owner of this particular establishment. Dadrios, you approach, and he's like, he looks directly at you and goes, Dadrios, welcome. I've been waiting for you. Just kind of
Friend of
glance
yours.
to the rest of the party. He's super creepy.
I look at him and say, well, you know my name. It's only fair I know yours.
How's his head wound look?
You kind of inspect it. You expect it to be bleeding. There's definitely like damage there. You don't see any blood trickling down, and you're pretty sure you hit him pretty hard.
Is it more like a dent?
Almost like a dent, yeah.
Like, that was literally the best stone and the most damage I've ever done doing that. So.
Yeah, no, like you're like, I hit that bastard hard, and he is
Yeah.
not bleeding. Yeah, it's
He is
it's
unkillable.
noticeable.
He's unkillable. If one of these fuckers doesn't do it,
Yeah, he looks at Dadrios in response to the question. He's like, you can call me Mr. Friendly. I've
like
been
that.
waiting for you.
we would have
we
been here
talk?
faster if you hadn't sent us to the Far Realm.
You say that?
Yeah.
He kind of like, his shoulders don't move, but he turns his head to look at you and goes, That was regrettable. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Perhaps we can start over.
Halfling, he's the one that made you see flesh trees.
That was you! You're the one that sent us there! There were trees made out of flesh, and there were spiders made out of flesh, and the snow, that was probably also made of flesh. It was gross. It was horrible. You owe me so much money for therapy.
He kind of like, just still keeping the same expression, kind of.
You think therapy is free?
Turns his head to Aisling and goes, "My master issues his."
No, fuck your master!
What's his name? Mr. Friendly?
Mr. Friendly is what he told you.
Yeah, no, what's your master's name, Mr. Friendly?
At that question, he turns back to Dadrios and says, "We serve the same master."
You're about to serve my foot up your ass!
He doesn't seem to be
This is
reacting
horrible.
to you.
So I just like the fact like we're having a conversation. She's just like screaming at
Yeah,
him in the
that's
background.
exactly what's going on.
It's like, let me give you a little bit of a tip, lad. She ain't gonna stop. It only gets louder and psychicer.
Psychic.
Doesn't seem to be bothered by her. He kind of watches Dadrios.
Do you know who I am? Do you know what it's gonna look like if Duke von Faulk's granddaughter has to go to therapy? People will talk. It's gonna be a problem. What are you gonna do about this? I'm crying.
Ugly crying mascara.
My mascara is everywhere. I'm just screaming.
He pauses mid-sentence and like freezes in place, still looking at Dadrios, and like just kind of waits for you to quiet down, and then like continues like there was no interruption.
What's Cantros's reaction to all this?
As soon as he does that, I take another breath and I start again, but this time my words are very cutting.
Are you casting cutting words on him?
Told you to get psychic gear.
Are you
I
casting
actually
cutting
don't have
words?
cutting words. But it is going to be vicious mockery.
There we go.
Okay.
With your bald head and your stupid outfit.
What is your spell save DC?
Mine?
Yeah, I didn't make the save on mockery, right?
Oh, it's a Wisdom 16 save.
Let me check something on that.
Fuck your master! Fuck your dead-ass birds!
Fuck your ugly shoes.
Roll
Your
damage
shoes
on
are
that.
terrible, they don't match your outfit at all. I don't know what you're doing wearing a coat like that in this kind of weather. It is a bad accessory. It does not suit you at all. Your birds are ugly, your birds suck, they're dead, they smell bad.
After Labor Day.
You're
Roll. He failed to save, so roll damage.
5.
Okay. You feel the magic come through with your words, and you lay all these insults into him, and you see his head kind of definitely receiving the damage you're giving to him. But his eyes
I'm gonna
still
do it again.
stay on Dadrios. Okay.
I put my hand up to Ashley, not all the way up. No. I don't want to become the target. I kind of put it like, let's see if we can get some more information out of this guy before we kill him. Huh?
I do it again anyway. What do you think you're doing with ravens, you fucking edgelord? What are you, 15? Listen to My Chemical Romance? What's wrong with you? Can't pick a normal goddamn animal? Get out of your mom's goddamn basement.
Word blades. Just
You see Slorth. Oh, My Chemical Romance. You're the deep cut, son.
He failed that save too, so roll damage again.
How does she know I live in my mom's basement?
3, you said?
Yes, I wish Vicious Mockery did more damage.
It doesn't.
Well,
it does
the-
more damage at higher
no,
levels,
spell.
right?
If you cast it at a higher level, I think.
Oh, it's not a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Oh, it is a cantrip. Yeah.
As she does it a second time, I bonus action. I kind of like pulse my staff, and the staff of the woodlands, the little cute little buds and leaves kind of go away, and it hardens and gets a little bit thicker. I'm casting Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
And basically, I just hold it
kind
on my
darkens
side.
and the cracks in the wood kind of like form
it
together a little bit.
and it knocks
It's almost
up
like a sheen to it. Okay.
Yeah.
You can see as Ashley's just laying the fuck into him, just with both emotional and psychic damage. You can like he keeps his eyes on Dadrios the whole time, but you can see him like doing little definitely receiving the damage from this. So he doesn't look away from Dadrios.
Who could blame him?
Dadrios, you said?
So, he said we serve the same master, is what he said?
Is what he said.
I'm going to summon a chair and sit right in front of him and say, "Oh, do we?"
Oh god, if he summons a chair. That is the handshake.
I don't see him sitting backwards in a chair.
So
No, let's talk. Do you now?
It's like a bigger, more ornate chair. It's like right in your fucking face.
So you summon this chair, you spin it, you slap it down in front of him, and you're like, put your arms on it.
Talk.
Twirling
And
midair.
his head kind of looks down at you, and he just kind of continues. He does not summon a chair back at you.
I don't like his bona fides.
Out of character, that's what I thought. But
Definitely.
No, for sure. Let's talk because I'm pretty sure the one I serve doesn't summon ravens to attack people.
Undead ravens.
Good point. Fair point. What he said.
He kind of looks up at the birds, like he didn't know they were there, and then he looks back at you, and all the ravens at the same time fall dead.
All right, let's back up. We did it. Let's go.
He
That was it.
looks at you and says, "My apologies. They tend to follow sometimes. We should talk."
My detect magic should still be up.
Mhm.
Does their aura fade as they die?
Yeah, all magic that was on them goes away. And he looks at Dadrios and says, I believe, my master believes, that we have a common goal. You'll have to forgive the initial, perhaps rude introductions. My master did not realize that you were one of his children.
Oh, you mean the nightmare dreams? Is that how he usually says hi to people?
He kind of looks over at you. Those were... He kind of looks up to the sky, like, necessarily dramatically. Simply futures that my master wishes to help you avoid. Kind of looks back at Dadrios. There is an item my master seeks that would benefit you as well.
God, I hope it's not an egg.
That's what I was thinking.
A magical conduit that would allow our master to achieve his goal. An egg. It has come to my master's attention that the entities that were supposed to serve us no longer, but now possess the egg. We could work together. We believe you have an issue with a certain sea creature that my master,
Told you that.
our master, could resolve.
We're good friends with the Leviathan. We've got our deal with him. Why would you think we have an issue?
If he had the egg, there is no limit to what we could have done. He kind of looks at Dadrios expectingly.
What did he say his master's name, or just said we serve the same master?
He said him and Dadrios serve the same master. He has not said his name.
I'm gonna need a name. Is your master similar to the Leviathan and the twins, frickin' frack?
No.
Does he
My
have
master
domain?
My master is divine. My master's master is Saraviv.
So y'all do like some BSDM, like
deity.
sub-dom play? I mean, that's cool. I mean, I bet your shit, man.
Dadrios
Kind of look towards
back in.
Dadrios.
Sorry, what was that?
Dadrios is like on the
Are
chair,
you responding?
picking his teeth.
So he said his master's master is Saraviv?
That's what he said.
That's still not a name. I look at him and I say that's still not a name.
Also, as much as I hate the Leviathan, he's never sent us to a plane of flesh nightmares. So...
Yet
Yeah.
Yet.
he.
What's the...
Go ahead.
No, I don't say it. I think it.
He kind of cocks his head over to Aisling as she says this. Says, "That was unfortunate. We were not ready to see you yet. But bring the egg." And my alarm will go off. "Bring the egg. And my master will see you."
What's unfortunate is the therapy bill, which I'm not joking, I'm sending to you. I
mean,
need it.
I pull out eggs. I'm a freaking druid. I got eggs and shit all over the place. What do you want? I got eggs from, like, things I just found and stuff I foraged. Those lizard people had eggs I got.
He kind of turns back to you. "The golden dragon's egg. You know the one."
I saw it for
I
like
walk
half a
close.
second.
I'm gonna walk close and be like, "Are you offering help with retrieving it?"
Based on your past ventures, our master feels that you are capable.
Horseshit. You think we're
So-
capable of...
Of
So
So
retrieving.
what do we
the
get
item.
out of bringing it to you?
What do you desire?
Your master dead.
What is your master going to do with it?
He is going to enlighten others.
That's not specific.
I don't like the sound of that. It seems like no one should possess this egg.
Why don't you let us talk to your master instead of, you,
Plaything.
lackey?
I'm gonna look at him
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say, so you serve Saraviv, right?
Yes.
Do you know what one of the virtues is? Curious? That's communication without misunderstanding. I'm gonna need some straight answers.
Of course. You don't see any, like, really emotional reaction out of him. He's looking at you, Dadrios, and it looked like he's about to say something, and all of a sudden his eyes cut to something behind you, and you hear the sudden crackle of electricity and a loud boom like a lightning strike from behind you.
Ooh, Daddy's
And you
here.
hear a familiar voice say, "There you are, you son of a bitch!" You all kind of like turn around and see the face of Francine Sundowner, the wild magic mage from before. and you all kind of swivel back and back to Mr. Friendly. And
Frankie!
his eyes on Francine cut back to Dadrios and say, "Apologies. We will have to finish this later."
One question before you go.
Purple door opens behind him, and he steps back through it, and it closes.
Fucking go, you Itachi ass edgelord motherfucker. You dead
And you
weak
hear
ass birds.
Francine say, "Oh, you're not fucking getting away!" And you see her open her coat and pull out this weird multicolored liquid, throw it on the ground, and a similar portal opens up underneath her, and she goes down through it, and it closes.
Do we jump in? Aw.
It was seconds.
I'm gonna throw my
I
chair.
lean like I'm about to jump in, and I want to see if anyone's gonna stop me or go with me.
I dive into the floor. Splat.
She was about probably 60 feet back from y'all, and the portal opened for maybe a second.
I can
Ah!
I'm gonna throw my chair out of frustration, but it's gonna despawn before it actually hits anything.
Chuck it, and it's like, whoom.
and poof,
Can Can I attempt to grab Mr. Friendly before he gets through the door?
No, you're too far away.
I grab one of the birds and say, "Can we use this to get there faster?"
Who are you talking to?
Everyone.
I need to step away for a quick break.
Quick break?
Oh, like from the computer? Oh. I am out of beer, so be right back.
Okay, real quick break. I gotta pee anyway. So, quick break.
So is that orange soda, or are you drinking like Big Screwdriver over there, Austin?
Me?
Yeah.
So, this was supposed to be a margarita. But I didn't put it in the freezer in time, so it is a sad liquid margarita.
Was it orange margarita?
It's
like
like
a mango
so, it's pink. It just looks orange from my gross lighting in here.
Gotcha. Is everyone back, or?
I think everyone
Ashley-
except Liz.
Yeah, Liz is still out.
Yeah.
So y'all have to forgive how your faces look on this because you're not. You got weird chroma key stuff on your face. I'm assuming.
I'm unfortunate. Is that what you're saying? I get it. It's fine. But your face came out looking great.
It does actually. I look fantastic.
I can be the only pretty one. So yeah, I'm curious if we can use these birds to teleport where we need to go.
I mean, it seems like he doesn't own them. Can you spry on them?
Well, I
Somebody?
mean, I've seen him now, and I do have scry up.
Or you might be able to scry on Francine and see where she went.
True.
Hey, I pull out the weird note she left us
Which
back
one?
when she left us that track.
Don't touch my stuff.
Weren't there two dead
Yeah.
birds on that?
What?
There's two dead birds on that. Or no, she left us another one.
What is with these people and dead birds?
So, if you recall the note Francine left, it was 3 ravens impaled with a 3 ravens impaled with large blade.
Yeah.
I'm positive it wasn't ravens, it was a tiny bird like a sparrow.
It was a blackbird. It may not have been ravens.
Because I'm not sure if y'all know this, but ravens are actually freaking huge. They're like 3 feet tall.
We were
what I
talking
hear.
about that earlier.
Yeah.
I knew that. I didn't know if y'all heard that
Oh,
information yet.
Yeah, it was something tiny that fits in a little box, and I
You're right,
think
you're right.
you
That's
said
my mistake.
sparrow, but I could have been.
It was
wrong.
3 blackbirds of unidentified type.
So yeah, I would like to scry on Francine.
Okay.
I pull out my little eagle scrying crystal. Has Caliban and them showed up yet, or?
Not yet. It's only been a minute or two. Sorry.
I feel like she was yelling at him for a little bit longer than that.
It always
he's
feels that
trying.
way.
I give everybody a speech. I'm like, I know this has been weird. You know, we've got ravens and weird friendly guy that's kind of unfriendly. But we are Sir Smush and the Get Down Gang. We will figure out what is going on. We will defeat all this weirdness and evil. We'll make things better.
I do not want to work with that guy, though.
Scrying does
It
take
goes on.
10. Yeah.
I actually started plotting a little bit. Like, yeah.
Scrying does take 10 minutes, so you're right on the money for that.
Right.
10
And at
minutes
the end
speech,
of-
though.
Okay, so
Yes, well,
as
I'm not
Slorth
going to
takes
spend
out
10 minutes
his
talking in real life.
How much do we get? 10 plus? What's your charisma?
12 temporary hit points for everyone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yay!
You feel so inspired by this rousing speech that you feel a little bolstered by it.
I'm oddly roused, like possibly but I'm not sure yet. You had his number pegged though, Ashling. He was an edgelord.
Thank you.
What's to stop us? And I know this is our thing, you know, getting a loan to pay off your credit cards, getting another credit card to pay off your other credit cards. Why wouldn't we enlist the twins, the Leviathan, to drop this motherfucker?
Do whatever you want.
As an option. That's what I was thinking earlier that I didn't say out loud because I didn't want him to think that we were going to do that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, scrying on Francie.
Okay. That is a fail, so give me 1 second. Okay, finish fixing that.
She's got
Hang on.
all the
That was
coolest
a little better.
vials. My vials are just mead.
You scry on Francine Sundowner, and yeah, you've been there before. You see a familiar-looking kind of workshop lab underground that you had visited before in Rygnerik, where you and a few earlier party members had found the arrow. You see her there, and she's got a large kind of map in front of her, and she's holding a string with a crystal on the bottom of it, and she's kind of like scanning back and forth on the map. And her other hand, she's holding a second crystal that seems to be pulsing purple slightly. And as you're scrying, you're watching her do this. You see her cut her head over and look directly at you. And she goes,
No.
and she takes the crystal and
Oh,
does
it's gonna
like
hurt.
this motion, and you see a bright, like purple light that takes up the field of your vision, and your scry ends.
Let's
Gotcha.
go there. We know where she is.
All right, on the double. How far is it? Is it just out of town, or?
No, it's
No, it's under town.
It's like a 20-minute walk. It's not too far.
Alright.
You know, in another part of town, but yeah, it's still there.
All right,
Have a
yeah.
direction?
I tell y'all where she was.
I have a feeling that if there's a wall and a couple of stubborn guards and a janky
Are we-
staircase, I'm going to be very upset. I don't know why, but I'm going to be very upset.
As we're
Be
walking there, I asked,
specific.
so where did you get that egg, anyways? It seems to be a source of a lot of issues. 'Cause I
Blackstaff
wasn't here
asked
for that.
us to keep it safe.
Oh, did he
Do
know
you
yet?
recall where you got it from?
Well, it was stolen, and we retrieved it.
Okay,
And then Blackstaff asked us to just hold on to it to keep it safe.
he really dropped the ball on that one, didn't he? Okay, yeah, so
unless y'all are doing anything else or making any detours.
I want to go faster than that, so I'm going to go ahead and pop a 3rd level spell and summon us some war horses.
Okay.
To get everyone over there.
You'll mount up and start making your way across town. Yeah, you get there in probably 5 minutes, just practically knocking people over the streets, but yeah, you get there real quick.
I did 4 on purpose, just so Ashling would have to double up with Cantros.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you.
So, fun fact, Cantros has never
I know
ridden
we
a
fight
horse
a lot,
before.
but I do care for you greatly.
I give her the secret wingman handshake that she gave, or secret wingman hand signal that she gave Smush.
Yeah, so Cantros has never ridden a horse before. He's eaten
he's
several horses,
I can help him.
but so
I have him sit up front, and I sit
battle.
behind
Well,
him, and I
hang
put
on,
my
hang
arms
on.
around him to help him hold the reins.
Okay, so you let him sit in front.
Yes.
Okay, he actually just leans over and grabs the horse around the neck, and just clings to dear life as y'all like gallop down the street.
I'm like, hey, stop! They don't like that.
You don't seem to listen to
I'm
it.
gonna have him ride behind me next time.
Probably a good. But yeah, y'all make it to the cemetery very quickly. You come up to this walled cemetery, this kind of very upper end financially cemetery, just ritzy and fancy graves and mausoleums and this
I'm
wall
too poor to
around
die
it.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Like y'all too poor to. Actually, y'all probably aren't anymore.
Oh yeah. We were.
There are no guards guarding it, thankfully.
I wanted to ask him before he poofed out why he was gonna, or why he bought the, or why he tried to buy the orphanage, but didn't get that chance.
You make your way into the cemetery. Nobody stops you. You go to the dragon mausoleum, and you do the little weighted puzzle to open the staircase. Rygnerik kind of like reminds everyone that the second step down turns everything into a slide. And so
Which
you
one?
all- Since unlike day 2, like 2 of y'all died there.
Almost died.
Almost.
Knock 2 of you out. Yeah, you'll do a manage to avoid it and make your way down through the strange pack room and into Frankie's laboratory. As you enter, the at one point removed magical torches that lined the wall seem to have been replaced. So the room is well lit. You walk in, you don't see Frankie there, but you do see a white cat sitting on the desk, kind of looking at the entrance expectingly. And as you as you walk in, she kind of makes eye contact with you one at a time, and she kind of, nods to Rygnerik, gives kind of a friendly nod to Slorth, kind of glares at Ashling, and kind of
I reach out to scratch the cat, and then I remember, and I pull my hand back, and I glare back at the cat.
The cat has PTSD twitches.
kind of does the Matrix dodge a little bit. But the cat looks up at you and says, "It's been some time, hasn't it? I assume it was
Like a week?
Been a couple weeks since they saw her.
Did the cat ever tell us the name, or the fake cat ever tell us its name?
I don't think so.
I feel like if anyone, Slorth had the best rapport, and he might know.
Well,
But I wouldn't
Doug,
tell.
how's it going?
I don't think she ever told you her name.
Okay.
She kind of, after acknowledging all of you, says, "Am I to assume that you were the peeping Tom from a moments ago?"
Guilty.
Yes? Where is Francine?
Frankie had to go, but left me behind as just someone who stuck wing behind to see who came, I suppose. Since I'm harder to kill than she is, unfortunately. She kind of like cuts a look back to Aisling again.
I have a whole list of people now that I hate more than you, so I'm willing to put everything aside.
Like,
We need to go where she went.
We need to at least talk to her.
Do you not have the ability to do so?
Who's the bald guy? No, we don't.
Ah, yeah, him. He's trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was friendly.
Mr. Friendly, something like that is what he calls himself. He's not human, if you didn't gather that.
So how
He
does Frankie know?
ranked very high on my people I hate list, much, much higher than you.
I would hope so. He's, like I said, trouble.
So how does Frankie know him?
Frankie has been chasing Mr. Friendly for, I think, since I saw you last, actually.
At the portal?
Yes. He is an agent of the creature that lives far to the northeast. And he is very dangerous.
What's the creature?
We're not sure yet, but something very powerful that's becoming more and more powerful alarmingly fast. The portal to the south that you closed, and Tamar seeking it, that was his doing that set that in motion. That portal would have been a very, very large source of power, but thankfully, with yours help, and she gives a little happy purr, Frankie was able to amend that little scar.
Okay. So you have a way to contact Frankie?
I can communicate with her.
Brag.
Can you ask
Well, I
her
am
to
familiar.
come talk to us?
I don't think she can come back right now, but I can give her a message, and you could meet her where she is.
Do you know where she... Like, can you tell us where she is well enough we could teleport there?
She is. Hold on.
Or
Yeah.
do you have a way to teleport us there?
I personally can't teleport, but she went on ahead to the Silvery Moon. It's a large elven town up near the northeast area. I cannot teleport. I can only pass within and out of the Feywilds, but I'm sure
Do
you
you
can
have
teleport
anything from there?
there. Me? No.
Is there anything here from there?
She kind of looks around. I don't think so. The elves there don't usually let you take a lot of things.
I'm taking a spoon for sure.
Wow. Well, she rolled really well. You all got lucky. She kind of... Let me think for a second. She kind of hops off the table and walks across, kind of weaves in between all of your legs and hops up on another dresser. And actually goes over to the large bookcase that's nearby.
Real quick.
She's
While she's looking around, I turn around and I quickly conjure a familiar that looks just like she did when she was a duck and have it on my shoulder.
Okay.
She turns around
She
and
kinda
act like it's not there.
She kind of like looks at the books for a sec. Now, one of these, she glances back at you, is like, you see her little kitty face kind of drop, it's kind of a like mocking glare at you. It's like,
It's that's my familiar.
Yes, I fully enjoyed the quacking I was subjected to. She kind of huffs and turns back to the bookcase. Like, I think she kind of puts her paws on it. She's like, one of these was... maybe this one. And she kind of flips the book down, kind of flops it onto the ground. The book title is called The Seven Sisters. She's like, I think that's the one that was purchased up in that area. She kind of kicks it with the back leg and slides it over to the floor to you. I think that one's from there.
I
Or
don't suppose you have a book
not.
around here of
Maybe.
teleportation circles of the Sword Coast or anything?
No. I mean, there's the one in the room here, but other than that...
Mesmerize, or memorize.
Oh wait, is there a teleportation circle in the room?
There is, and you actually noticed it the very first time you came here, but didn't know what it was. I described it, but nobody rolled or checked it out. But yes, there is a teleportation circle in the floor right here.
Okay, Ashling, memorize this one.
Can I go over and take note of it?
Sure.
Straight up writing it. Like, oh, don't stop it. No.
The cat looks over at you. It's kind of like, just don't pop in unannounced.
How else do you... Oh, well. Is there... Quick glance around the room. Does there appear to be random vials of multicolored shit around the place?
Like, what are you looking for? Random vials, you said?
Yeah,
Or
like
is
the
it
stuff that I
vials,
saw her
Dwarf?
pull out before.
There are several on the desk, and there's kind of a bookshelf, and there's kind of like a just another set of shelving that have 2 or 3 random vials on them. All have, like, one of them's glowing kind of blue, one of them's kind of multicolored, one of them's actually orange and sparkly, and there's a few different colors. Nothing's labeled.
I mentally tell my duck to go get one.
Which one do you go for?
I'll let you roll randomly. I don't
Roll
really care. Orange sparkle.
Okay, orange sparkle. The cat kind of just
Oh no,
watches...
I'm keeping the cat's attention while this is happening.
Make a sleight of hand check for your duck.
Stealth roll or sleight of hand for
This
the
is
duck?
sleight of hand, yeah.
All right,
Ability
let me
to
see.
sneakily grab something.
Hold on, let me figure out. Companion, find familiar.
I think we just have the stats of like a duck.
Yeah, I guess, but I'll give it like owl.
Just
Is
give
that
it
fine or raven?
Just give it a +1, D20 +1. That's being kind of generous. Ducks aren't really stealthy.
Why?
Little shit.
That is literally what you had to roll to succeed, because I got 19 on perception.
A man.
So, like,
Ducks like
right as
quack, quack, quack.
cats are pretty observant, and you can see she's definitely keeping an eyes on all of you. But, like, right at the exact moment you see her eyes kind of start to drift that direction, you're like, oh yeah, and another thing, and she kind of cuts back to you for a half a second, and just, whoop, it's taken, and then she kind of glances back and doesn't seem to notice.
A man. Alright, I have him come
20s.
perch back on my shoulder and like, reach back, get it, pocket it.
So, what you have is, it's actually a vial about this big around, kind of like a big test tube with a cork on the
Potion
top.
vial.
Yeah, cork on the top, flat on the bottom. With this weird orange, like, you'd almost expect there to be glitter in it, but you can't actually see any particles in it, but it is abnormally sparkly.
Do you have
Now
alchemist
have
supplies
that in
and
your
herbalist?
possession.
I have alchemy supplies, herbalist supplies as far as detecting it, but I can also identify. I will do that at some point
Okay.
Hopefully that'll tell me what it is.
Sure.
So yeah, that happened.
It is in your possession now. Thanks to a very good roll. So she kind of looks back at all of you and she's like, should I let Frankie know to expect you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well, she will. Hold on. She kind of like zones out for a sec. Uh-huh. No,
I was really good friends with this duck at one
no.
point.
Yeah, no, the little dwarf fellow. Yeah.
Seems kind of snobby now.
My thing is like,
Okay,
if
she kinda
she
zones
was
back in on
expecting
you.
us, she could have waited 5 minutes for us to get here instead of
She
leaving
did-
without us.
She didn't know it was me
She
scrying.
didn't know
That's true.
who
That's
was
true.
scrying.
She saw the scrying. If you can see invisible,
Yeah.
then you can see the scrying sphere.
Yeah.
Ah.
It was very apparent she saw somebody was scrying on her, dispelled it, and then left her familiar there to see who showed up. So she didn't know it was y'all, but
Gotcha.
it seems the cat just informed her.
Well,
And she kind of
would you
refocuses.
like to go with us so you can meet back up with her?
Oh, she can like summon him.
I have my own ways. Francine will wait there until tomorrow. She will be by the big bridge on the north side at noon. You can find it there. You'll know what bridge.
Or you should go with us, and then we could just, make sure we know exactly where she is before tomorrow.
Make a persuasion check.
Our
I'll give you a
teleportations
chance.
never go weird, just so you know. They're always really
It's
nice.
always fine. Like,
So did
I'm sure you can manage to find your way. She kind of looks at the rest of you. Is there anything else?
Nobody else is helping me or anything to persuade?
She doesn't want to go with you. She has her own way getting back.
I don't want her to come with us, so no, I'm not helping.
Okay.
Strangles Ashling in her sleep.
You want to go ahead and cast it, and we'll just go?
Do we want to cast it inside of Caliban's fortress, so that way we can't be scryed and he won't know we are casting teleport and hijack us somewhere bad?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good.
To the horses!
The cat kind of sits there, waits for you all to leave. And then, as soon as the last person exits the room, a door closes behind you. Can you make your way out of the cemetery?
Yep.
Okay.
As I'm riding
So-
away,
Mhm.
I'm going to identify the mixture.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to look at my notes now.
It's going to be sun-kissed.
It's straight up fantasy Sunkissed.
Stand by. I have to remember where I put this.
It's going to be almost funnier if it's a useless one. It's like a potion to stop the hiccups or something.
I mean, that's useful.
So, the potion doesn't have a name, obviously. The magic that comes back is wild magic, expectingly. As to what it does, it's hard to tell exactly because it's like when you identify something, it's like the image you get back is like a box. It's like a solid image you get back of what this thing is. When you look at this potion, this is more like a gelatinous blob almost. Like it's shifting and changing. It's kind of hard to figure out. You definitely don't want to drink it.
It's
But
an enema.
yeah, it is a suppository.
Butt chug.
When the vial is broken or uncorked, you know that the potion will vaporize and magical effect will take place. And what the effect is it returns an item from a pocket dimension. What that item is, you don't know.
So it's something she stored in a pocket dimension and has this vial to bust out whenever she wants it back.
Seems that way.
So
Her car keys.
like so the potion
It's
could be an item, basically.
The potion turns into an item, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Mechanically speaking. Yeah, you basically, and then an item appears. What that item is could be, shoe, could be a ship. You don't know. But that is what the potion
That's
is.
awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep that to myself and slide it inside my coat.
Okay. So, as you make your way back towards the tower, you actually pass by the orphanage again. And there's definitely a crowd there now. You see now 9 or 10 guards standing around, notably a very athletic-looking human woman with armor that looks a little fancier than everyone else's. Seems to be speaking with Kelvin. And Jalara is there too, and there are dead birds just everywhere. And some of the guards are like scratching their heads, and some of them are like poking it with a spear, and they're kind of like, you can hear like a small argument of like, who the hell's going to clean this up? I don't want to clean this up. This isn't our job, But Kelvin and Jalara are standing right there as you walk by.
Hey!
And they both kind of look up as you pass, and Kelvin's like, "Y'all can't go 5 minutes without this."
Trying to help the city. I know, you're welcome.
Yeah, more like
Save-
the city can't go 5 minutes without getting in trouble.
Saving the city
Kelvin's
from a raven
like-
apocalypse, you're welcome.
Kelvin's like,
That's the next...
What can
before
I
you
say
guys showed
except-
up, we didn't have this
You're
many
welcome.
problems."
Good one.
We are
and
people of
Jalara
destiny.
like elbows him, and he's like, "I'm just saying." What happened here? Birds?
Remember bald guy we were talking about?
Yes, I remember of him.
He was here. His master was responsible for our botched teleportation to the far realm.
Maybe we should take this discussion somewhere
Yeah,
a little.
There's definitely like
Let's-
3 guards leaning over.
Let's go back to your place. Talk it over.
Kelvin turns to the kind of well-dressed guard. Is like, Triss, I can count on you to clean this up? And the woman kind of just like rolled her eyes. She's like, "God damn it, Blackstaff. Fine, no, go back to your tower. We'll clean up this mess like we always do." And he's like, "Fantastic." And he like walks the other direction, and she's just like,
How many ravens are we talking?
hundreds. It is
So
a
16 boars could probably get through them.
At least 7.
Yeah, they eat pretty fast. They're here for a whole hour.
Yeah, but as soon as you all kind of turn away, this woman's like, "All right, get the bag, start picking up these ravens. I don't want to see any ravens by the time morning comes around. Get these people!" And she just starts like shouting and pointing and cussing at people, and she seems really pissed.
I snatch a feather off one of them and pocket it.
Totally easy to do, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a really kind of gross raven feather. You can add that to your inventory.
I want it for purposes of maybe using for scrying, not
Sure.
scrying, but place like a teleportation maybe from where they came
never know when
from.
it'll come in handy. Ashley, did you want to pick one up?
No, they're gross.
They are very gross. Like,
Put one in her hair because it's cute.
and in fact, now that you're kind of walking back through them, they no longer look like just normal healthy ravens. They all look very dead. They're rotting. A lot of them have like holes in them and broken wings and just flesh falling off. You can see bone and skull exposed. Some of them are just missing parts or have their organs hanging out. It looks like every bird here has been dead for a while, and a lot of them died violently.
Do any of them look like they died within the last 10 days?
Make a perception check.
Okay. I try to find the freshest one.
Okay.
I got a 25.
Okay, yeah. So there's definitely a varying degree of decay to them. Some are almost skeletal, they're so decayed. But you do pick through a couple of them, and you find one that definitely looks pretty much intact and only kind of smells. It looks like it maybe died a couple days ago.
I bring it back to life with raised dead.
That is a very expensive thing to do.
Hold on.
I want to question it.
Can't you just cast that spell that, like...
Well, hang on. I think that has a... Does that have a material component?
Yeah, you have to have, like, an expensive...
Yeah,
diamond.
you need a diamond worth 500 gold pieces to cast that spell.
Ah, shit, I only have one worth 300. Never mind.
Sorry.
I'll pay 500 gold for that diamond.
But you can take it with you if you want. Yeah.
Instantly making
I
it
don't
worth
know that I want
500
to do
gold.
It's up to you if you pick it up or not.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna ask to speak with the dead.
That you can do.
Yeah. And I probably have... I do. I have speak with animal. So I just have to cast both at the same time.
Well, hold on. Me... So... Is it... Is Speak with Dead not concentration? I guess not.
It's not.
Okay, then yeah, you can cast both at the same time. Yeah, you
Okay.
cast both.
I would like to ask this raven how it died.
Okay. So are you doing this right here in the middle of the street, or what are y'all doing?
On the
Yeah.
horse that's on the way, maybe.
Well, even though it doesn't have a material component, it does take a little effort to cast a spell. Like, you have to, like, burn some incense and some stuff. So it's hard to do, like, while you're riding a horse. You need to actually, like, stop and set up a little ceremony to cast the spell.
Oh.
So you can do it right there on the street, or you can reach your destination, or what do you want to do?
It's only an action, though. It's not like a ritual.
The spell itself is an action, but you have to burn incense to do it. So, I mean,
Gotcha.
I guess if you really wanted to, you could try to do it on a horse. It might not go well. It's up to you.
Gotcha.
Oh, I don't want to carry it, but I hand it to Slorth.
I have my duck grab it.
Okay. So you got a duck on your shoulder with a raven in its mouth.
Oh no, the duck's riding on side saddle.
Oh, of course. So where are y'all at? Where are you going?
Blackstaff's tower.
Okay. So you all, hop on your horses and ride away, leaving kind of Blackstaff in the dust behind you. And you arrive at the tower, and he is standing in front of it waiting for you.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
And
What
he
took
just
you
kind
so
of
long?
Yeah, he couldn't come to us that fast.
he gives you this kind of like little smug look, and then he turns and looks like he's going to walk into the wall, but the door opens right as he walks through it.
It's illusion. He's really like huffing it behind us, like, oh, the sons of bitches! I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, the door's open and y'all can proceed into the little lounge area. Jalara is not there, just Blackstaff.
I toss the raven like anywhere on the random spot on the floor, or on his table that's there. There you go,
He kind of
Dave.
looks down on it, and he's like, "Yeah, that that checks. Yeah.
That's a thing that's happening. Good, good.
My headset battery's dying.
Good preparation work.
Yeah. So. Okay, so you're casting Speak with Dead on it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This thing keeps going off my ear every 3 seconds. Give me 1 second.
Beep.
Everything's gotta be an ordeal. Hold on.
Kind of wish he was wearing like a little thong or something when he got up. He could just barely catch a
Still have
corner
enough
of it.
battery to hear that.
Damn it!
Hold on,
Kinda
I can't
makes it
hear
better.
anything through my headphones, so hold on. Roleplay amongst yourselves. I can't hear anything.
Just kind of scratching my beard, being like, wondering the wonders of what could be inside this pocket dimension.
You might as well just find out. Like, you don't want to find out during a critical moment.
That's the only time I want to find out. I don't want it. I don't want it to be. I want it to be like a giant ship. I don't want to like pop it down here and have it explode out, or have it be a. I don't know.
Plus, how hype would it be if you use this item at like a critical moment and it's like the best thing ever? It turns out to be something really good.
No, it'd be even better. Like, we're all about to die. I've got 1 hit point left. Like, I've got only one option, and I get it and bust it on the ground. And it's like a little choo-choo train. And then you just fall down dead. End of session, or end of campaign.
Right?
That's
how
actually
she sent out
funnier.
her Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Just break it on Christmas Day.
It's where she puts all the leviathans. Leviathans just pour out of it. Who knows?
God,
Could be anything.
D&D
Oh, God, that's
Pokemon right
loud.
there.
Okay, well, I can hear you again.
Hello.
Let me make sure that I'm recording sound. Okay. Somebody say something fancy.
Audio test, test, test.
Okay, let me check that real quick. Sorry for the technical problems.
Test, test,
I
test.
expect these headphones to
La, la, la,
die
la.
after an hour. God, I wasted time setting that up.
2020 and our headphones don't last.
Sorry, let me check the playback real quick. So good to know those can't make it through a whole game.
Money well spent.
No.
Maybe you just turned them on too early.
Well, I only turned them on like 15 minutes before we got started. It wasn't playback.
That's a really short shelf life they got.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean,
So
they're good to know those can't make it through a whole game. Sorry, hang on. I don't want to not record the second half of the session.
Oh yeah, don't
Give me-
have that happen.
It'd be the inverse of that one section where you recorded the last half.
I know.
Ooh, we can mix them together and make a weird half and half session.
Yeah,
Instead of recording everybody but his voice, we just hear all of us responding.
Yeah, well...
Oh, don't even scare them like that.
Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, we're fine. Continue.
Speaking with dead.
Okay, yes. So you set up you kind of prop the raven up on this table and put him upright, and you all kind of gather around and Ashling has Speak with Dead on this creature, along with Speak with Animals, so she can understand it. Excuse me. And the raven's kind of slumped over form, kind of looks at Ashling expectantly. You get 5 questions? Let me verify that.
Let me check.
Yeah, you get 5 questions you can ask him.
Okay. I ask it how it died.
Kind of turns and looks at you. I was flying, and I fell.
Hmm. Hmm.
Would it remember anything about being a zombie bird? You think?
No, only whenever its soul was still in its body, I imagine.
Ah, true.
Actually, since you have the spell, I would say you know enough about it. It would
Mhm.
remember up until the point it died. If it was reanimated, that's kind of a different story.
I ask it if it saw any humans or human-like creatures around right before it died.
There was a man. You see these kind of vacant eyes scan all of you, and it kind of shakes its head a little bit like it doesn't recognize of you.
Make the bust.
Oh. Pocket sand
It kind of
becomes this guy's bust.
like one eye kind of drifts off a little bit before kind of locking back, and it looks at the bust and says, "That man."
Okay.
I mean, so now we can also bag him on animal cruelty now.
I
Yeah.
update it. I
Peter's
update it.
gonna
And put
come for him on top of everything.
I update it and put a little dent on his head where I hit him.
Yeah.
I asked if anything strange was going on. If the man was doing anything strange.
The man wasn't there. I saw him in my mind, and then nothing else.
Did he say anything?
Raven. No words.
Where's its home?
Is that 4 or 5?
Those two.
That was 4.
Okay, one more.
I turn to the group and I tell them what I learned and say, I can't think of any more questions. What do y'all think?
Can you ask to describe where it was?
Where its home is.
Well, no, where it met the man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I ask it to describe where it was.
I
Wood
was
trees.
above the forest where I live.
Zoop.
And then it
God damn
kind
it.
of
There are
kinda
lots of forests. You didn't
straight-
answer my question.
straight
back
face
here.
lines into the bed.
Oh, they're
So-
purposely cryptic.
On the bright side, its last stop before it died again was a poem.
I think the whole thing was a haiku.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it didn't happen right at the city, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seemed to have been outside the city somewhere. You feel like it would have mentioned a sea if it could have seen one, but it seemed to be out in the wild somewhere.
I ask out loud, what forest are ravens common? I kind of look back at the wizards or whoever's here.
You the one that should know?
It's just Blackstaff there right now, and he kind of thinks for a second. It's like
With a
they're
nature roll.
they're more common up north. Make a nature roll. See if you know.
10.
Blackstaff doesn't have a clue. 10?
Do I get advantage or no?
No.
Okay.
You know, it's just from what you know about birds in general, you know ravens are more common in colder environments, so probably somewhere to the north of where you are now. But, I mean, it's kind of like asking where do beasts live. It's like, well, they're kind of everywhere, wherever they feel like. But you do know they are more common to the north.
I fill in Blackstaff with what happened with Mr. Friendly, Frankie, and how we went to her lair, and what our plan is
He
to go.
kind
meet
of
with
stops
her.
you and he's like, "You've seen Francine?
Yeah, she popped in when we were.
Is she well? We haven't seen her. We didn't know if she was alive, or we haven't seen her in forever."
Seemed her usual
Tell
self.
him about, the whole deal with Francine and the portal and all that stuff.
We must have told him about that.
You told him that much, but you haven't really told him much. And after that,
apparently she's been chasing Mr. Friendly ever since she crossed through the portal.
I mean, we haven't seen her in forever. We've actually been kind of looking for her.
Have you tried to message her or anything?
Yes, several times. We do not get a reply.
Try scrying, because that worked for me the first time.
He gets this kind of dumb look on his face, like, yes, we totally tried scrying.
Tried many things.
Many things were tried.
Do you know where her lab is?
The one on campus?
Aw.
Okay. I'll describe for him where her real lab is.
Show him the drawing of the teleportation circle in case he wants to bump in.
Like, we had no idea that she was operating out of the old smuggling tunnels, but that's good to know. Do you tell her where she went?
Yeah.
The silver moon?
Silver.
Yep, Silvery Moon.
Yeah.
It's Silver E.
Yeah, silvery.
Not completely silver.
It's silver adjacent.
Silverish.
Silverish.
Yep. Silverish.
Silver tinted moon. Cheap silver spray moon.
Chrome.
It's like, well, very relieved to hear that she's alive and well, at least. She's always been interested in magical abnormalities, so it doesn't surprise me that she's involved in this whole situation in a way.
So, second note, bald guy, bad news, working for super powerful bad guy, not to be trusted. Definitely don't let him buy any land or...
I think that I will pass word out to the guard and around that if anyone sees him in town, he is to be apprehended immediately.
I pegged him really good with a magic stone. He didn't even blink at it. Just tossing that out there.
Good to know.
His feelings are easily hurt, though. He doesn't show it, but it does hurt him on the inside.
Okay.
He was on the ropes. I think that's why he left.
Sure. Sure, yeah. Okay.
Francine did have him scared. Oh, he tried to proposition us
Do tell.
to get. Did we tell him?
You have not told him about the loss of the egg, no.
I kind of look at Rygnerik.
We didn't? Yeah, we did.
Oh no, I think you did. No, you're right.
He tried to proposition us to retrieve the egg from the twins and give to him, which we all decided is probably a horrible idea. We don't even like the twins having it.
Basically,
none of us are sure what that egg even is capable of, but it seems like everybody wants it.
every time that egg changes hands, it just gets worse.
I've noticed that too. I don't want to point fingers, but...
Oh, you mean you don't want to point fingers at the powerful mage that lets some adventurers hold on to it? Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not go.
Let's not dwell on who's responsible.
Who's got an impenetrable magic fortress?
If we hadn't been carrying it around, the dragons would have just had it sooner when they abducted the mage that handed it to us.
That is true.
Maybe. If he kept it like...
And it would not have been all cracked up and probably less useful for them.
It's cracked now?
If we told you about that, when we used it to open the portal, it got all weirdly cracky. I think he might be getting a little old.
He's getting up there, isn't he? He's long in the
pretty
tooth.
old. I need to do research.
Nap time.
Yeah, I need my pills.
Well, we are going to apparently teleport to Silvery Moon.
Yeah, can we teleport out of here so that we can't be scryed upon and get teleported back to
Sure.
Skin
you're
Tree
welcome
Place?
To leave from here. If you can use the circle upstairs if you wanted to cast a circle. He kind of waves a hand and the door opens. Like a door just kind of appears in not a wall and opens
Wait,
with a staircase
is there
leading up.
any use? Is there any use for a teleportation circle teleporting somewhere else?
Saves you how to draw one.
Oh.
So when you cast teleportation circle, you have to actually draw a teleportation circle. But if there's an already established one, you can just use that one.
Yeah, but we're not teleporting to another teleportation circle, so we're not casting teleportation circle,
Oh, well.
right?
It's a
Nobody
brain
knows
blade.
teleportation
I'm
circle.
not going to tell y'all how to travel.
Unless you know of a teleportation circle in Silvery Moon.
I feel like he should have told us by now if he did.
No, just that kind of like, oh, you didn't ask. Like when we come back 3 months
Honestly,
Specifically did.
Honestly, I'm sure there is one, but I'm sure the sisters guard that very closely.
So you don't know it?
No.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Hey, where'd it go? Did I close it? Hold on. Sorry, I accidentally closed mine.
You're fine.
Roll 20.
As if I didn't just have a whole bunch of technical difficulties a few minutes ago.
$26.
He seems like he's telling the truth. He does not seem to know it.
I kind of give him the eye, like, alright. I guess let's go up there and teleport out.
About this time, the door outside opens up, and Jalara walks in. And she looks a little bit sweaty, and she kind of like cuts Blackstaff a look like, I had to fucking walk here.
She could have hopped on the horses.
And kind of glances back at the group and is like, okay, where are we currently? Now that we're all back together, kind of looking at Blackstaff.
I fill her in and ask if she wants.
Tower.
Say again.
I give her the quick fill in and ask her if she wants to join us.
I can't leave the city for an extended period of time, but I can definitely escort you up to Mirror Bar.
Follow-up question. Why can't you leave the city for an extended period of time?
I mean,
Classes or?
yeah, I work here. I would have to. I mean, I take part in running the city. I could leave, but I would need some preparation time to get all my affairs in order. If you wanted to wait, I could try to set something up.
I mean, I think our current plan is to just teleport to Silvery Moon. Because Francine is only waiting a day for us. So, I mean, if you happen to be able to cast teleport and wanted to teleport us there, and then like teleportation circle yourself back,
we have a book that's from there.
Let me check her sheet. See if he has that.
I mean, no, so the Curse of
Probably does.
Adventures, we always get asked to do these insurmountable, impossible tasks, and no one ever wants to go along.
Ain't that just a bitch of
it's
it?
dangerous alone.
Yeah, go get the egg back. Oh, you're fine, you can do it. Go kill those 2 dragons.
Sorry, let me bring it up her sheet for a sec. Hi, Rebel. El doggo.
Ow!
Yeah, she can cast teleport. She can teleport you.
Alright, I show her the book.
Okay.
Kind of like, oh, 7 sisters. That seems fitting. And this is from Silvery Moon?
We were told by Frankie's familiar that it was.
Familiar.
She kind of like narrows her eyes like she knows that familiar. And she's like, I'm sure it's fine.
Well, if it's not, we just teleport back, right?
Sure.
There's no detect magic on the book isn't magical.
It is not magical. It is a book.
There's no way to tell.
I mean, there's one way to tell. See where you end up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got a good roll, so
Hey, make it so.
yep.
She's like, okay. Everyone kind of gathering a little closer. Are you ready to leave now?
I get like real
Yes.
close.
Do it.
Alright, so y'all ready to bamf?
Auntie J.
Just bamf.
Alright.
Yep.
I've got my bow ready just in case we appear somewhere hostile.
Two magic stones hot.
Straight back to the far realm. Son of a bitch!
Like, we should really have her in the middle, and everybody else just has their weapons in that like kind of hero pose, aiming out around her.
Avengers style.
Yes.
So she takes the book in between her palms, and she lifts it up like this, and the book actually kind of hovers in between them and begins to spin slightly and glow as she
Real quick.
chants. Yeah.
Are we bringing the kids? Smush and Tickers or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we? How many people are we up to now? I guess. Yeah, we could.
It's 4, and then Tickers, Smush, and Antros.
Cantros.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It would be
7.
good.
Yeah, that's enough. Plus Mershta would be 8, which is fine. The book kind of begins to glow, and kind of there's a little bit of flair to the way she seems to cast magic, and there's actually kind of a warmth that spreads out as you all kind of watch this book spinning faster and faster. And she claps her hands together, she says the final word of the spell, and almost like a shockwave coming out from the book, the scenery changes in this shockwave to the new location.
That's not good for the spine of the book.
You all find yourselves in midair and falling.
I do the Wile E. Coyote looking down, looking up.
Featherfall.
There is certainly a look of surprise on Jalar's face. And under you seems to be a large river.
All
I
right.
cast Featherfall on everybody.
Okay? You
Uh,
I think I can do that at least.
double check for me. Remember, you've also spent some spells today.
It's 5 creatures.
Can I cast it twice, or do I have to make a decision?
It's a reaction.
You're going to have to make a decision.
Don't worry about
Alright.
me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna turn into a
Slorth-
giant eagle.
Slorth is out because he can change. I have to pick 2 more of you out. If I don't pick Tickers and Shmush, can you catch them?
To pick them both, you can have Tickers on Smush and just do Smush.
Okay.
You
know what?
Well, how far up are we? We might be far enough you could cast it twice in the following time.
You're about 80 to 90 feet up in the air above this river. It's a very large river.
When you cast it, you fall 60 feet per round, I think.
Yep.
So she could get a second cast off if someone else is in range falling, but I can grab a couple people as an eagle, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, I am going... It's not like I have a ton of time to think. I'm gonna cast it on everybody except Slorth and the 2 people closest to him, and hope he can grab those people.
Smart.
Okay.
I turn into a whale. Oh no!
I fucked
Damn it,
up.
Slorth!
Belly flop.
That would be Dadrios and Tickers next to him.
Easiest ones to grab. Hope
Okay.
you like talons.
You do notice Marishta immediately seems to say the same incantation that
July.
Ashling does.
Oh shit, I'm falling.
Yeah, the oh shit I'm falling incantation. And seems to catch the rest of you.
I still turn into an eagle and start swooping. I start swooping people and take us off towards the area.
Oh,
So-
Auntie J.
She gives you a little. So, after the kind of initial "oh shit, we're falling," you get over that. Sorry, I inhaled some spit. You kind of look down below you, and there's a massive, like, circular something below you, and it takes you actually a second to realize that this is a city. A huge circular city with this large river kind of carving through it at a curve. It took you a moment to recognize it was a city because the entire city seems to be completely overgrown with vegetation. You see massive trees that sprout out just all over the place. Most of it covered in grass and shrubs and bushes. You see buildings that are actually made out of the trees. It doesn't look like the city's like abandoned or overgrown or anything. It seems like rather than leveling nature for this city, they have actually incorporated all of the surrounding woodlands into the city itself and made it part of the city.
So the trees that are part of the buildings are living?
Yes. Everything is alive.
Ooh.
Yeah, Slorth, this is like the coolest city you've ever seen.
I look around, I'm like, this is what I want my section of the block to look like.
Are we aimed for the middle of the city, or what?
Y'all are kind of falling with me, so I'm kind of like gliding everyone off where we need to go.
In fact, I can give you kind of a far-off aerial view, but aerial view. Maybe. Oh, come on.
I'm zooming in on it on the big map. It's just a big black circle. It's kind of a boring city.
If this would cooperate with me for 5 seconds. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
This really kind of... There we go. Now you can see it on the stream.
So we are more than 60 feet up, then?
Well, that is not your view. That's just the picture I have.
Oh.
But yeah, that's basically what the city looks like. It's this just... in the way the river carves through this, and even though there's a large wall around the city, the whole thing, especially for this height, is just surprisingly beautiful, the way they've incorporated nature into this city.
I got a nature boner.
Yeah, you totally have a nature boner. You were all about kind of on the northern side of like the smaller piece of the city. You're kind of in the northern part of that. Go ahead.
She asked us to meet her on the northern side, the bridge on the northern side of the city, is what she said.
Yes, she'd meet you on the north side of the large bridge. So from here, especially with Slorth kind of guiding you down, he can kind of push you north or south or directly into the water, I suppose, if he wants. So wherever y'all want to land, it's easy enough to do.
Liz should still have speak with animals up. So if she's listening, she hears me being like, "A whole new world," just singing as I glide everyone down.
I will show you the world. Yeah, you kind of go down. So where are y'all landing? North, south, water.
We don't want to land in the city because that's
west, I suppose.
Rude.
Yeah. Probably off the bank.
To meet at the north gate.
Yeah, but I mean not for hours. I'd say we could always tiny hut where we're supposed to meet her. So yeah, I guess I'll glide everyone to where we're supposed to meet her, and then we can tiny hut and rest or something.
You do see directly, like, dead center of the city, you do see this absolutely massive and just gorgeously constructed, very high arched bridge that stretches over this huge river that divides the city. Are you trying to drift that direction?
Is that where she told us to meet her?
She said,
big bridge?
Meet you at the north side of the big bridge. You can probably assume this is the big bridge.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the north side of that.
Okay.
I just don't want to like.
Well, you are already within the city limit. Like, even if you drift as far out as you can, you're still going to land inside the inner city.
I mean, I don't have to drift. I can also like.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do that, you can do that too. But if you're just feather falling straight down, you're going to wind up within the city limits. So
I mean, I
land at the bridge.
Yeah, I want to land where we're supposed to meet her, just because I don't want to have to deal with city guards. Like, hey, you're not supposed to be falling in here or die, and then I have to kill them with nature.
Really hate to kill you with nature.
I mean, it's the best way.
Just imagine that story. Like, yeah, and then I killed this one dude with his own house.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can awaken his house and make it my friend.
So you drift your way down towards what you ascertain as the northern kind of end of this bridge. As you're drifting down, kind of where the direction you seem to be heading, there are 5 guards standing where they think you're gonna land, just watching,
I kind of
waiting
fear.
for you.
Kind of
Juke
veer
'em.
to the left.
They casually follow you.
It's like, oh, just kidding, over here now. Oh, no, I'm going back this way.
You see 3 in just this beautiful elvish silver armor, this elvish plate mail, guards wielding these long spears with silver heads on them, and 2 you assume magic users from their very silvery kind of ornate and lined robes they're wearing, and they're not like launching fireballs at you, but they're all just kind of watching you, and they're probably going to want to talk to you when you land.
I'm just a big
Did
bird.
Laura come down with us, or did she just like teleport away before?
No,
we
she is with your little group drifting around.
She's like, later.
Yeah. Bamf.
Remember how in Avatar, when they go to the Fire Nation, and Aang is like,
that
"Oh, I know all about Fire Nation culture," but he hasn't been there in 100 years, and he goes around being like, "Flameo, hot man,"
Yeah.
and it's cringy. So, like, I'm gonna try that because I clearly am part elf, but I was not raised in elven culture,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna drop down and be like, "Good morrow, good Sylvan man.
I mean, you're the
How
face,
doth
though.
thou?"
These
I know what I'm doing.
These guards are following you and very obviously want to be there when you land. Are you trying to like dupe them, or are you going to go ahead and land next to them? They don't seem aggressive. More curious than anything. Like who's falling out of the sky, you know?
We should just land. Don't give them reason to be.
landed.
Oh.
I land as a big bird, and then I start like preening my feathers
Okay, so I'll land in front of
Mhm.
on them.
them. So they, as you all
And
kind of. Go ahead.
I greet them in what I think is a totally appropriate elven greeting.
Okay. You're like. that is so racist.
That's our thing.
So you all land, and they all kind of, step back and give you like a little clearing to land in, kind of just next to the road. They're not like
Sorry, just because it's germane to what she's trying to do.
Sure.
To help her, if she's going to do any persuasion, as I land as a big majestic eagle, like I bow towards her and kind of like let her rest. Like I put her hand like under my head,
like the
like rest.
okay.
Yeah,
A
like
loyal
I'm
steed.
yeah.
Very regal steed. Okay, noted.
Yeah.
So
Now you're
I
literally
see what you're doing and I play along.
So they step back and they allow you to land, and they're not like weapons at the ready, but they do carry an air of confidence to them for sure. Like the look in their eyes makes you feel like they feel they can handle whatever's landing here, but they don't seem aggressive, at least yet, towards you.
Little do they know we're main characters.
Yeah. But they're town's guard.
That's true though.
You kick
You
that
pulled the
chicken, you're
dragon,
dead.
Oof, it's true though.
And as you land, one of the knights dressed in silver kind of
Because what else would he be wearing?
steps up and kind of looks over and seems to take kind of a mental note of what everyone looks like. And you see Jalara like, kind of bow her head respectfully, and she they kind of he kind of locks eyes on Aisling for a second, and definitely I'll say these are all elves that are looking at you. If I didn't mention that, but he does lock eyes on Aisling and notice the half elfish features, and he seems to make a mental note of that.
Does he look at her like she's a mudblood?
It seems respectful. He doesn't throw up a secret handshake, but he does seem to acknowledge the elf blood within her. And he kind of looks you over a moment and gives you a moment. And says, that was quite the entrance. Care to explain why you all just fell out of the sky?
I start
very kind of tall and very, like, especially now that you're close, very pretty faced elf. And he also kind of, they also both notice Kelvin, the wood elf that is with you.
You mean Kantros?
Kandros, yeah. Sorry. It's too many Ks.
Are they prettier than Kantros?
I don't know. You said Kandros was pretty damn stunning.
Depends on your taste. Kantros is a wood elf. These seem to be a different kind of elf. So just kind
Also
of
a former dragon. That's pretty hot.
depends on what kind of elf tickles your fancy. But they are like everyone is definitely more beautiful than they have any right to be. You see the
Ashling speaking for us.
of the three guards. The one talking to you is male. There's another male and a female in the knight's armor, and then two females in the mage armor.
Are they speaking common, or are they like
They're speaking common.
Elvish and being all stuck up?
They're speaking common to you.
I snatched a
I
little
try
grubworm.
to speak to them in. I try to speak to them in Elvish to impress them. It's a little rusty,
Okay.
but I know it.
Donde está la biblioteca?
What do you say? Yeah.
I introduce us, and I say we're just passing through on our way to. Where is it we're going?
If you ask that
Where are
in
you
character,
going?
no one understands.
Yeah, I in character look back and say, where were we going? I was drunk.
Oh, Felbog, dude. Yeah, she says something back to you in Elvish. And the man speaking to you kind of cocks his head a little bit. He definitely seems to understand you. He seems to give you kind of a patient expression, like, you
How
know,
kind.
like an American in Japan whose Japanese obviously isn't their foreign language, but they're trying and they're doing okay, and they're just like, okay, I'm going to respectfully let you continue. But he's... Do you not know your destination?
Yeah, that's the fucking question, isn't it?
Does he say that in common?
He says that Elvish back to Ashling.
Okay.
I whisper back to everyone else back in common. What are we doing again?
So,
Where are we going? That place. I don't want to tell them we're moving.
Kantros
What?
suddenly pipes up and goes, "Oh, I can understand both of you." And just like looks around bewildered for a second, and
I
then like,
understand all the languages.
and then like, oh, like shuts himself up. He is just surprised to discover he can speak Elvish.
Nice.
I pat him on the shoulder.
It's like,
That's adorable.
Felbar. We're headed to Felbar.
He's doing so good.
To Kelbar. We are headed to Kelbar. We are just passing through on our way there.
one of the female mages kind of perks up and is like, the Citadel Felbar.
Yes. Is she prettier than me?
I touched my beak, then I pointed her.
It depends on your perspective.
I
You are
don't
both-
like her.
You are both
Does she
very
have a
pretty.
beard?
No beard. Very
Fucking.
like. In
You've
fact,
never seen it.
none of the males have any facial hair at all. They're all just like baby smooth.
I don't think eagles can make the disgusted spitting thing, but I mean,
When you mentioned the Citadel, they all kind of give each other like. There's a definitely nervous glance between all the guards, and the main one speaks again. It's like kind of pauses for a moment. It's like, we won't tell you your business or question it if it does not involve the city, but
my eagle head gets all.
perhaps out of courtesy we would advise against going towards the Citadel at this time.
Is
Hey,
there
Rygnerik.
Why is that?
something wrong there?
Size him up, Rygnerik.
Yeah, I want to size him up.
Okay, what is that, a minute? Minute of
Yeah, a
conversation?
minute of conversation.
Okay.
Or
You're
observing.
you're in the process of sizing them up. They all
I asked him why.
he kind of glances at the mages and then back. It's like, the city's been recently closed for reasons that Our Lady... He kind of, like, trails off, like he just realizes he's saying more than he really should. It's like, as far as we know, the city is closed at this time.
That's what we've been sent to investigate. So if you want to take us to somebody that's might know or be willing to talk about it.
One of the
Eagle bobbing his head.
The other female mage steps up. Sorry, stand by 1 second. I have to go through my notes depending on where y'all end up. Where the hell is it? Sorry, stand by.
In Eagle speak, I'm like, hey, can y'all understand me?
To the elves?
Well, I mean, I say it so they can hear.
A couple, like, two of them kind of glance your direction just because you're making noise, but they don't seem to understand the words you're saying.
Not even the casters?
No. If they are capable of communicating with animals, it does not seem like they are actively doing so.
Okay.
Jesus, there it is. One of the other female mage kind of stepped forward and is like, Have you come to find the whereabouts of the Lady Illustriel?
I perk up and say, has she still not come back?
She kind of turned her head to you. She's like, she has not returned in some time now. And you see the other guards kind of like cut her a look like, all right, you're telling the strangers more than they need to know. And she kind of like quiets down a little bit.
Well, we'll definitely add that to our list of things to look into.
Save the planet.
How many? Real quick. How long has it been since I left the Citadel at the beginning?
Ooh, months. Probably 2.5, 3 months, maybe closer to 3.
Okay, because I'll perk up and say, of course, in common. I don't speak fucking Elvish, but
yeah, they were speaking.
I passed through here months ago singing her council, and she wasn't here then either. So I'm surprised she's not back.
She's like, she starts to speak again. And the other mage kind of gives her a look. She kind of shoots a look back, like, "Shut up! I'm gonna say what I want." And
Eagle.
It's like she's been gone for some time. She left to investigate the disturbance, but we've been very worried for her, especially the other sisters. When
Are there 7 of them in total?
there's supposed to be. There's 6 currently.
But you're down to 6.
Yeah.
Is Jalara still holding the book? Or did she pocket
Yes. Jalara is still holding those. Jalara's just kind of sitting there, just this kind of knowledge seeker, curious, watching this whole conversation happen.
it? Just ready to draw her circle to go home. Like, I
No,
just don't want to be here.
She seems very interested in what's being said here. She doesn't seem to be eager to leave just yet.
Would the other sisters know more about what's going on in Felbar? Or is there somebody that would know more about Felbar that we could talk to before we head that direction?
In Eagle, I tell Liz, like, hey, tell them if they give us information that'll help us find Illustra, then it would only benefit them.
Yeah, I tell them that.
Okay.
I ask if they want us to help us. They want us to help them look.
So
And I nuzzle her.
the mage that's been talking now kind of steps forward and a little bit in front of the main guard that's talking to you, and you now are getting this kind of attitude off her, like, shut up and fire me, I'm gonna say what I want. And the
I like her.
the head elf looks kind of like offended, but doesn't seem to stop her. Like, it's just letting her do what she wants at this point is going to be easier than, getting my head bitten off.
It's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah. And she steps forward and she's like, she's been missing for about 4 months now. Ever since the apparitions began to appear in Felbar, she went that direction to investigate. Well, she went south initially to investigate, but last communication we had with her said she was actually going to the Citadel itself to see what happened. But by the time we got that communication, the Citadel had closed its doors and had closed all trade with us, and we've had no communication within the Citadel.
Have you like sent somebody to try to get into the Citadel to find out where she is?
She looks like, and she's like, the sisters sent a group of soldier volunteers to teleport directly to the Citadel, and they never returned.
Oh no.
Were there 6 of them?
Oh.
Yes?
I know. I mean,
Oh,
I said that in. I said that in Eagle.
Okay.
I asked, like, was there 6 of them?
Oh no. They were so cold.
So, yeah,
But
we had
never
that same
heard back
problem
from
trying to
them.
teleport there.
Were you able to get inside?
No, it was bad. We almost died.
Oh.
Eagle big nods.
Yeah, at this point we fear the worst has happened to that group.
Oh, it
We were
had.
gonna walk there from here.
The sisters
'Cause here is a
were
lot closer
hesitant.
than where we were. You
I
know,
mean,
you're worried about her. Do you want to go with us?
Oh, I can't leave, no, and I don't think I would have the strength to. Lady Illustria is very powerful, and if it's something she cannot handle, then it's certainly something I cannot handle. And
Quitter attitude.
And just kind of glancing over at Jalara, Jalara has this kind of concerned look on her face, like she might know the name Illustria, and seems just a general concerned expression about what she's hearing.
I wonder if Illustria was like their most powerful sister.
You can ask.
I could, but it's more fun to be an eagle.
Well,
Tuki.
you know, I think we would all like to rest before setting out to Felbar. Is there an inn we could stay at?
Yes, we will. Especially if you're here to help the lady, we can gladly. I personally would be willing to put you up at an inn.
We get a per diem.
There's the Wayward House is nearby. It is an old mansion that's been converted into the inn. It's one of the nicest in the city. I would be more than happy to put in a word for you there and get you stay if you wish.
And has anybody else teleported into town recently? Crazy looking lady, and I kind of described Francine.
So you described Francine, and the mage woman you're talking to, like, just gonna like doesn't seem to recognize it, but one of the male guards in the knight's uniform is like, "Oh, is that who that is? That burnt, wild-haired woman that came blazing in here a couple hours
That
ago?
sounds like her.
She does have a style.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Yeah, she shot through here. There was like a bolt of lightning, and she showed up and went just marching through town to the what's it called? Over to the Shining Scroll, and by the time we caught up to her, she was gone. I think she actually left fire on the ground where she marched through there. You know her?
The Shining Scroll?
The Shining Scroll is where she said she went. Where he said she went.
It's like
Yeah,
her.
what is that? Is that a magic shop?
Oh, it's
or-
yes, it's a magic shop on the southern end of
Magic
Northwood.
shop. Hey, we brought our money, right?
Yeah.
It seems so.
Well, can we? I
Shopping
guess-
montage.
Yay!
Can you show us to the wayward whatever, and then point us towards the Shining Scroll?
And the woman steps back up. She's like, "Yeah, I can. I'll lead you to the Wayward Inn, the Wayward House. And the Shining Scroll is on the other end of town, but I can draw you a map out to there. And she kind of gestures for you to walk with her.
Without warning, I turn into a dwarf. I'm like, so do we get day passes, or how does that work?
They all kind of like look surprised at you, but even though the initial surprise of seeing a dwarf just bamf out of an eagle, they were like, "Oh, I thought you were a horse," kind of situation. But they see you and they're like, "Oh, it's just one of those, foresty people that do that weird thing." Yeah, they seem to calm down pretty quickly. And at this point, the other guards seem to step back and let this weird woman, this one guard, kind of take charge of the situation. They don't seem... You don't seem like you're a threat to the city. You haven't made any hustle. You've made your intentions clear. They don't seem really threatened by you, at least at this time.
Could we get her name, the one who's being helpful to us?
Oh, I am Karma Silvertongue.
What was that again?
Karma Silvertongue.
I say, hey girl, hey, meet us at our inn for drinks later tonight. You're cool.
I'm Jimmy Treeface.
Kind of blushes a little bit. You definitely notice there's a silver theme in this place. A lot of the buildings have like silver trim, and you can even see the roads, which are very nice, actually have like little silver veins that weave through them, and up in the trees you can see like silver as part of it. It's definitely a theme.
Are the poorest people named like Silvertoe?
Silver.
More expensive you are, yeah. Silver Knuckle.
Yeah, you can probably gather there's a couple last names of that theme. But she kind of gestures for you to follow her.
Phone book must be terrible.
Walk this way.
Yeah. Jalara kind of bows her head to you and is like, this is all very enlightening, especially the disappearance of one of the sisters. I'm going to return to Blackstaff, and we're going to look into this on our end.
Careful on your way back.
Want to cast the teleportation circle inside a hotel room that's a little more private?
Oh no, she's got a necklace, right?
Necklace?
What?
Non-detection necklace?
She does have a non-detection necklace, yeah. But
she'll be fine.
She was just going to vamp back. She didn't need to cast the circle.
Yeah.
She kind of thanks the guard and
thanks for the ride.
Turns to the guard. She's like, "Apologies for the intrusion. If this weren't such an urgent matter, we would have taken more proper entry channels. We hope you understand." And the guard's kind of like, "Well, we've seen some weird shit. It's fine. They don't. Y'all have presented yourself very well. They don't seem too concerned that you're gonna try to burn the city down or anything." And,
Not yet.
Not yet.
That was their first mistake.
Yeah, they're not threatened by you yet.
2 sessions later.
Yeah. But Jalara kind of bows her head to all of you and steps aside and does an incantation in the air and says a few words, and then it's gone.
I scoop up as we're walking like a handful of dirt and toss it into a separate pocket.
Okay, yeah, easy enough to find. This is like, for you, Slorth, this is like, if you had to build a city, this is how you would have done it. It is just, the ground is, like, the street is paved, but it's this way that they obviously took, like, specific stones and embedded them into the dirt, and they kept the dirt, and you can actually see, like, there's flowers coming through here and there, and even though it all has kind of an overgrown look, it also has a very kind of organized look to it. It's really a sight to see. It's just very beautiful way they've incorporated nature into the physical structure of the city. Like, everything that has to be like a building is a considerate building, Rygnerik went stealth. Yeah, I see that. We'll give him a sec to get back.
Interesting. No ravens in the area?
Make a perception check.
Actually, I don't even have to make a perception check. No, I'll do it, because if I do that, then...
Well, I mean, you can, if you're just looking around, then perception. If you want to do something else, you can do something
Well, no,
else.
I was saying I could do locate animals, look for ravens, but if they're undead, reanimated ravens, it might not. Anyway, 17.
17, though? You kind of look at the sky. You do see very high up 2 flying black dots, kind of one over there and one over there, pretty far away. A little hard to tell what they are, but an educated guess, just kind of based on size and distance, you think that there might be 2 ravens in the air.
I have my familiar go check them out, and
Okay.
I put my hand on Rygnerik's shoulder, and I just go into blind person walking mode, but I'm looking through my raven's eyes, or I guess duck right now, his eyes as he
Rygnerik,
flies
were
up.
you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how far away are they?
They're
Pretty far away.
pretty far away, yeah. It's hundreds of feet at least, in kind of 2 different directions. You can send your duck to kind of fly up after one if you want.
Yeah. I want to see if they look like they're watching us specifically, or if they're just doing raven shit.
You kind of get up in the air, and as you start to get kind of more their height, as you look around at their height, you can see the raven that you picked one. You're kind of tracking that one, and your duck kind of scans the sky, and you see another one, another one, another one, another one. There seem to be very sparsely scattered. Like, it's not any kind of attention-getting group, but there definitely seems to be a number of them in the sky, very high up above the town.
Is there a pattern to their distance?
There doesn't seem to be. They all just seem to be kind of lazily circling around overhead. They're not going in any specific motions. They just seem to be keeping a general circle overhead.
As I'm walking, are the guards and her walking with us?
So as you all split off, the one Karma who's with you actually kind of nods the other guards, and the rest of the guards turn and return to their business, and it's just Karma walking with you now.
I'd say, with my eyes widened over, don't trust the ravens. I think they're watching for him.
Ravens, good to know.
Don't look up. Yeah, don't look up. But there's
You can't tell if she's
quite
up or not, but
yeah. Well, I say don't look up, but
I look up.
there's quite a few.
the rest of the party.
Yeah, I knew it. There's quite a few over the city, and I think they're his eyes and ears.
Kind of
So
good,
be weary.
good to know. Okay. Def makes a note of that. It doesn't, unless you're doing anything else specific along the way. It doesn't take too long to get to the end. It's about a 15-minute walk, kind of northwest where y'all landed. As you approach, it is this beautiful mansion. It's the entire mansion seems to be wood, but it doesn't look like it's made of boards. On the 4 corners of the mansion are actually these massive trees that protrude with these huge blooming kind of canvases that actually almost entirely cover the top of the mansion. The mansion seems almost like it branches kind of went out from these 4 massive trees and picked up stones and various things along the way to form walls and windows, and this whole structure is how this mansion is built. But it doesn't look like just randomly grown. It definitely has a very purposeful shape. I can't talk. In the shape of a very large house, but the whole thing seems to be, other than bits of stone and other things it's picked up, the whole mansion seems to be of these living trees.
Dudes, I could totally be the greatest ninja who ever lived. Because I can tree stride.
Yeah, there's tree stride everywhere.
Through this entire city.
Yeah.
Like pop up
probably.
in a vault, yoink, 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 pop up through another tree, another tree. I don't say that out loud.
You do see almost the entire population as you're walking around does seem to be elves. And you do spot quite a few other druid elves as just kind of in passing. You kind of, as a druid, you
Brother of the bush.
yeah, exactly. You can kind of spot your own kind, since you all even have your own language to communicate with other druids. So you can kind of pick out other druids, and it's not like everyone's a druid, but there's definitely more druids in one area than you've ever seen in. Not that you've had a lot of travels, but that you've ever seen collected in one place.
I'm not even sure if I would have even seen like many other druids since I just kind of went out and did my own thing.
Probably not. You've probably never seen another druid. Actually, this is probably the first one you've seen.
You have your own language. You've never talked to another one.
Yeah, it's also the language of the plants and animals.
Yeah, it's a generic kind of plant-like language that all druids kind of understand and can speak with each other.
It's like, "Hey, how's it going?" That's what it sounds like. It's not fancy at all. It's really hoarse and gritty.
Druids are cool. So,
Plants, right? Huh?
yeah. So you approach
Right.
this massive mansion with Dharma leading the way, and she kind of, as she approaches these very, very large style double doors, she actually reaches out her hand, and a vine comes out and just brushes across her palm, and as it retracts into the door opens.
Ooh.
No skin trees.
No skin trees. Thankfully, none of these plant life here seems to be made of skin.
I double check all these trees are 100% pure tree.
Make a perception check.
I really want to awaken one of these fucking trees. Someone's house.
100% tree for 100% kids.
Yep.
Do any of them give notice or pay special attention to my staff?
Like
The druids, at least.
people?
Give me scheme perception for their own real tree.
What was
Because
the number?
I imagine 16.
16?
16.
As far as you can tell, all the trees seem to be actual trees with no skin or weird fleshy parts.
And
far
they're
as
all
you can
made
tell.
of wood.
They all seem to be made of wood. As far as
Okay,
you can
I
tell.
like it here.
You are choosing to believe they are all real trees.
A couple, one specific druid, a elven male, very tall with kind of long reddish hair. You walk by and you both give kind of a little casual nod to each other, just kind of recognizing another druid. He does kind of glance at your staff and just give kind of a little, kind of an amused look as he walks by. Seems to,
It's a play school,
Maybe.
my first tree staff.
yeah. It's like, oh, that's adorable. Yeah, no, he does seem to recognize what kind of thing you have there, and then he just proceeds on.
I thought it was some powerful artifact. Apparently, it's some fucking baby preschool shit.
I walk by and I'm like, yo, bro, I think that dude is checking out your staff.
He did seem to look at my staff,
Oh,
didn't he?
looking at your staff.
Is that guy my dad?
Like, quit eyeing my rock,
Maybe.
bro.
Quit eyeing my rod.
Yeah, Ashling's just walking around like, "Are you my dad? Are you my dad? Are you my
Zip
dad?"
here, lad.
But as you enter this, the Wayward House is just gorgeous, beautiful nature mansion. You walk into this very polished and pretty kind of lobby area, and there's quite a few other people in here. You see mostly elves, but you do see several humans. You see a couple of other dwarves. There's a couple of halflings. Seems to be a very popular kind of hotel.
Real quick.
Mhm.
What were the druids wearing? Is it just like day clothes?
Yeah, it was nothing like regal or fancy, or they weren't wearing like leaves or anything. Just very simple but nice looking clothing. Like if you like the one you saw that passed you had a very nice kind of burlappy but very well made kind of coat on.
Could I have a quick conversation with him as I pass by?
If you want, sure.
I greet him in Sylvan and ask
Kinda
if I can
turns
have a moment of his time.
He kind of stops and turns back to you, mostly stopping and curious because another druid is talking to him, but he seems to be willing to listen.
Nerd.
Is Solbrave a druid language?
Yep.
It's actually
druids-
not even all druids in this edition can speak it. Only druids of the shepherd get the tongue for it.
I asked because I can speak it.
Oh,
So
You
I'm
speak
gonna
druid?
eavesdrop on you.
you must have clicked it because that's
Oh,
not usually something that's available.
You're not supposed to speak druid. You speak druid?
Yeah.
Let me check your
Yeah,
character.
I speak Sylvain. I speak Common, Elvish, Sylvain, and Undercommon.
Sylvan is not druid. Druid is druid.
Oh, okay.
It is a.
Oh, okay.
It's two different
Oh.
languages. Druid, like the language is called. Druid.
Oh, you know Druidic. There it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I got to confuse the speech of the woods. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvain, and beasts can understand. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I speak to him in Druid.
Okay.
Tree hugger speech.
Tree, plant, grass.
Yeah. I ask him if there is a place for people like us where I could get equipment for battle. And I look at and I kind of like show him like my homemade fucking leather armor that I wear and I've literally been wearing since, for years now.
1 second.
If any place has a fucking druid war shop, it's gotta be here.
He kind of, recognizing you, like this is. You feel like Rygnerik right now, like doing some thieves' cant. He definitely kind of gives a little glance around, like this is secret druid information, and he kind of leans into you.
You Rygnerik nerds.
He's like, there's a store on the south side called the Revealing Leaves.
Ooh, that sounds like a strip bar.
It's not normally accessible from normal eyes. You have to, as the title suggests, reveal the leaves on the inside to gain entrance. Mechanically speaking, you have to basically cast Druidcraft on the entrance. And he kind of describes to you kind of how to get there. Like, you go over the bridge, you go down this street, down this way.
Yes.
And you will find a thick old oak with a heavy canopy, and on the side of the canopy you will see what looks like a series of vines. And if you reveal, if you cast Druidcraft, the vines basically, a doorway will enter for you, and I think you'll find something interesting there.
Just some dude selling weed.
Literally, it's just
What you
a
need,
head
man? I
shop.
got some Primo Kush here. You want some dabs? I got these. I leave all sad with a bag full of weed.
It's really good weed, but I kind of need some armor.
Well, as soon as we're settled at the inn, I definitely want to make a trip there.
Sure. So you kind of you say your thanks, and he kind of gives you a little wink as he walks off.
Oh no, thanks, but
a friendly,
Oh.
not like a here you go for the information, fellow druid buddy.
Gotcha.
But as you all enter the inn and see this, the ground is actually it's not marble, but it's this very smooth yet natural looking stone that almost kind of resembles that look and feel. And there's actually several chairs that have obviously been druid crafted and kind of plant grown into chairs with kind of a soft foliage backing them. And there is a woman standing next to this part of a branch that's actually coming up through the middle of it, with another flat branch that kind of comes out of it, and she's actually got like a little registry in front of it. And Karma kind of leads you up to her, and she's kind of smiles to her and nods and introduces all of you. Says, these are my personal guests. If you could give them a good room at the At the Knights of Silver rate, if you don't mind.
The homeboy prices.
Yeah, and the woman kind of is like, and kind of nods to her. It's like, of course. And
I like how their shitty inn is a goddamn mansion.
well, this is the nice inn. Like, this is... You got taken to the 5-star inn.
Yeah, but I doubt this freaking gleaming place has like a shitty inn.
Oh, yeah, true.
What time is it outside right now?
It's probably close to noon, about now.
Okay.
Maybe around 1. But the elf woman behind the counter, kind of a short, kind of almost masculine cut, but very, very fashionable, with the hair kind of over one side and kind of shaved off on the other, with this very obviously dyed purple hair, kind of greets you and nods her head, just like, so...
Is it me?
it's Ashling on the other side of the
No,
counter.
no,
My dad.
Say what?
No, like that sounds like you're describing my haircut, IRL.
Oh, kind of similar, yeah. A little shorter and a little more specifically over to one side with the other side shaved. She's like, and how many will be staying with us this evening? She kind of assumes all
My
of you.
duck pops up over my shoulder.
Is that... Will you be...
6 and dog?
Will you each be needing your own rooms, or would you be sharing a room?
Oh, so we gotta pay, but we get the homeboy price. Got you. Okay.
She hasn't said anything yet. She's just asking how many rooms
No,
you
just-
want.
We'll each need our own rooms. Wait, how big are the rooms?
How
many beds are in
much?
the rooms?
What are we talking
We
about?
each
Like,
need our own beds.
She kind of smiles and she's like, the rooms are covered.
Ooh.
So that
Oh.
was each having your own room, and she kind of looks at Sir Smush and Tickers, and it's like, and for your little friends, will they need a room for themselves as well?
They can share with me.
Wait, let them give their opinions. Smush, Tickers, do you want your own rooms? What?
his mush. God, yes. She farts so loud.
Mush.
I don't know, that's a Mastiff. I don't know if you've been around dogs like Mastiffs. They have some pretty epic farts. Tickers
I
and
can't sleep without Sir Smush.
Tickers and Sir Smush offer to stay with Ashling.
Gotta protect her.
Cantros is like, well, I guess I'll take my own room. Very
I
well.
tell him he
There
doesn't
you go.
have to.
Say what? Doesn't have to.
I tell him he doesn't have to.
He kind of
If he
like
thinks he might get cold.
blushes and looks down. It's like, oh well, we'll decide that after we proceed. It's just like kind of bumbling a little bit.
She used to be like, make ours adjoining.
And the woman walks out from behind the counter. She's like, please follow me. And you all follow her up this very, like, kind of grandiose double staircase. And you walk up one level and kind of into a hallway and up another very kind of similarly grandiose staircase. And you can see, like, down into the lobby from this whole area. And it's just this huge open space and with magical orbs lighting up every so often, and she walks kind of whoever's in front to the first door, and she kind of holds out a hand to the door and kind of looks at you, and you kind of look back at her like there's no door handle, you know, and she gently reaches out and takes Rygnerik's hand and
Oh.
kind of makes you extend your hand palm up in front of the door. And, kind of holding it there, and you wait a sec, and a vine comes out and traces the lines in your hand, and then retracts, and the door opens.
Now
She
you're on the
says,
registry, man.
This door will only open for you, or someone else you tell it to, until you are concluded with your stay here.
I go and
How
just,
do you
whoop.
how do you tell it?
However you want, you can simply tell it if you wish.
Okay. Good enough.
I'm gonna speak with plants on this mansion. Give me the dirty.
Are you?
Not in front of everybody.
Okay.
Kill
But
me.
she-
They twisted me.
She kind of one by one walks each of you down this kind of long hallway, and with a similar kind of gesture at each door, the vines kind of trace the lines in your hand and then open up to you. The rooms are all fairly similar with minor variations, but they are first of all extremely large. There's an actual entryway each room like you'd find in a legitimate house, and that kind of opens up into a larger living area, which opens up again into this very nice kind of elaborate cooking space. And you can actually see each room seems to have 3 whole bedrooms in it. Each one with a bed that seems to be this kind of intricate of plants and fauna that makes up this surprisingly soft surface on bed, and kind of a vined canopy overhead in each space. Also in the room, you can see on the far wall there seems to be an opening for you to see out with this just gorgeous view of the city. And as you approach it, you notice there's doesn't seem to be anything blocking the window, but as you kind of reach out, your hand touches a type of barrier, some kind of magical barrier that seems to prevent anyone from just climbing in or out of the window. But
Night assassins.
Yeah, like night assassins. But it seems to allow you this big open window without having to use glass to cover it.
Are there a whole bunch of dead birds on the first floor outside the windows?
There are not. It seems pretty clean.
Oh, good.
The whole city seems very clean. There's no trash anywhere. There's no debris. You don't see like homeless people or starving dogs or anything.
No leviathans like rising up and killing people.
You don't see the leviathan just bursting out of the ground, Trimmer style.
You hear me shouting down the hall. Did Jaws have a jacuzzi too? Why's it got a jacuzzi?
Actually. In addition to everything, the next thing I was getting to, every room has a just kind of disgustingly large and elaborate bath, which does have a perpetual waterfall, almost like a shower in it, and does have a kind of natural pond in it, and when you kind of touch the water, it feels warm to the touch. It seems like the water's heated by some kind of magical source.
I'm never leaving. I'm buying property here.
Yeah, Waterdeep sucks.
It is super nice.
I ask her, like, how much would this cost if I just walked in here off the street?
Our normal rates for rooms of this caliber are 1 platinum per night, per person.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But at the courtesy of the Silver Knights, your stay here is compensated.
Right
Will there be anything else?
Service? Like, right here.
Oh yes, if you she kind of walks into Slorth's room, and whoever else wants to kind of watch this, and you see.
I slammed the door behind her.
Yeah. On the. Like, you got kind of this entryway with the living room, and kind of as you walk into the living room and turn back and face the other way, you can actually see this differently colored collection of vines. And she holds out her hands to them, the vines kind of come out, interlace between her fingers, and comes back in. And she's like, if you need anything, simply just kind of gestures to the vines, and someone will be up. Please don't bite the vines.
I thought that was my food.
But someone will be up to handle any needs you may have. We have a full meal service as well as an open bar. What was that gas from down the hall?
3 rooms down.
Yeah.
What you're trying to tell us is, don't worry about the adventure, just live here now.
Yeah, like
it's pretty swanky. Like, you're all considering, like, we don't need to stop this evil if we can just hang out here.
Get Kashiki up here. We could do whatever has to. I want to do like an inside check. And what she said, any needs, if she means like.
Make an inside check.
11. Definitely for sex.
So, from what you can tell, it seems to be any needs. Like, any needs.
does the shuttle have? Does the hotel have a shuttle service?
We can call a
'Cause
carriage
we need
for
to do
you
some
if you like.
shopping.
That won't be
Place
a
is the
problem.
shit.
Simply let us know when you are prepared to leave, and we shall call a service for you. Will that be all?
Do we all want to go ahead and just go do our shopping?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm guessing that's going to be a stopping point
Yeah.
before we go
Yeah,
do
it's
shopping.
9 o'clock now, so we'll probably cut her off there as y'all enter this very nice, very compensated hotel for you all to
So,
stay in.
All you
Go
got to
ahead.
do is show up and say you're here to save somebody, then you get a free room. Man,
You definitely seem to say the right words in front of the right person to get some interest.
I want to like get a random. I guess there's no rats, but like some random thing in like Animal Messenger to go like find her. I'm like, hey, thanks for the room. These are fucking sweet.
Just kind of glancing out the window of the trees, you see a lot of life in the trees. Just squirrels and birds and chipmunks and...
Get a squirrel. Right, hey. And an Animal Messenger, I'm having him go be like, hey, 1,000 thank yous for the, for the room. This is very nice.
To Karma?
Yeah.
Okay. Skitter's off.
I'm gonna pull up my Zillow app and see if there are properties for sale.
Fantasy Zillow. I mean, if anyone could afford to live here, it would be you.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah. Like, she would be the party member for it.
I don't want to leave. This is great.
This is a lot better than fighting, like, Leviathans and shit.
It
I don't know if
is-
the Leviathan could make it through here
And
through the
you've
river
been-
system, but...
I mean, you've been living at
Oh
the,
yeah, are we so far away from the ocean?
You are super
Like,
far away from the
really far?
ocean. Yeah, you're
And it's
you're
not his domain.
halfway
It's
into the
great.
continent and way up north, and yeah, you are nowhere near where you know the ground he covers.
Yeah.
Great. No ocean, no flesh trees. I love it.
No twin dragons.
No ducks.
They're really far away too.
Yeah,
just
this is,
Slorth stuck.
yeah.
But yeah, y'all have been staying at when you're not sleeping in the dome at the Yawning Portal, which is a very nice functional inn. But
It was until we saw this.
yeah, but this is like, oh, I could never sleep on another bed again. Like, it's nice.
Yep.
So
This is what I want our section to look like.
as far as taking a break, let's go ahead and play next week, and then take a break on the 30th because I did want to take a week off somewhere in here. But let's go ahead and play
Okay.
next week.
I'm down.
Good, everyone?
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, buddy.
So, looking out at the just beautiful forest city below you, we will pick this up in a week.
Right on.
All right,
Good
guys.
time, guys.
Night
Bye.
night.
See y'all next
So
time.
it's fun. Have a good night, y'all.
Night.